Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. How are you all? I'll wait till a few people come in so we can start talking about this madness, this craziness that's going on. I have a little Barolo. It's 10 in the evening here. It's been a long week. What are you guys drinking? Let me pull up the video itself in another window here so I noticed a lot of the comments go unnoticed through StreamYard. So, yes, I'm going to get straight into the MoonSwatch thing. Everybody's talking about it. Yes, we're talking about it. There's a lot to be said. A lot. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to read out all the names. There are too many. But it's great to see you all. I want to take just a minute to acknowledge how fun and interesting the watch hobby is sometimes. If I were to tell you all a week ago, not even a week ago, that by the weekend we'd all be talking about a quartz watch that's 250 quid, $260, $209, I think it is, in Great Britain. No one would believe me, right? And yet here we are. How strange is that? What is happening? It's such a funny hobby to have. And I think this is a very significant thing that just happened, actually, because it teaches us a lot, really, about this whole thing and how it all works, I think. Design Atelier, greetings from Aruba. How are you, man? Saw your video on this. There's Kelly. Yes, no one would believe me, would they? First things first. Is it a Speedmaster? I wrote down a few questions as my day went along on my phone. I was like, yeah, there's an interesting question. Are you getting a Speedy for $250 if you queue up outside the Swatch boutiques, if you're lucky enough to have one? Incidentally, it turns out that Scandinavia doesn't have any, as far as I know. I'm getting all sorts of messages from Scandinavians saying, can you buy me one and send it to me? There's certain countries just don't have a Swatch boutique. I wasn't aware of that. I thought they were ubiquitous. But I feel like a lot of people think they're getting a Speedy. They're not really, are they? You're not going to get Speedmaster. By the way, I wore my 861 movements Speedy just because that was the topic. I'll try and keep it in frame. The real thing. I think Brittany said it earlier. Watch Gringo. It was like, I was about to get a Speedy, and now I realize if I do, I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions with, oh no, it's a real one. It's not the Swatch one. Is that going to be a thing now from now on? A real Speedy. Normally when you hear, is that a real Rolex, they're referring to, is it a replica, is it a knockoff, or you do really have that much money that you have a fancy watch on your wrist? With this, it's going to be, is that a real Speedy or is it a Swatch? These are the days ahead of us, guys. I hear a distant bell tolling. I don't think it is a real Speedy in any way, other than the fact that it really looks like one and that it's endorsed by Omega. You can't buy them at the Omega boutique, for example. They have them in the window of the boutique here, but only in the window. If you want to buy one, you have to go to Swatch. So it's a Swatch watch. And the whole of Watch Fam is going nuts about a Swatch watch. You can't make this shit up. You just can't. You can't. It's crazy. However, if you feel like you're getting a Speedy for that kind of money, wow, that's cheap. $260 for an Omega Speedmaster. Amazing. Yeah. Now, I've heard people talk about collabs. It happens in the fashion world, collaborations. Last summer, my brother came over with his family, and I brought my niece out for a day. Just me and her. We're the best of friends. And it was her birthday around that time. So I said, come on, it's going to be me and you. Let's go get you some cool stuff. We actually did go to the Swatch store, believe it or not, just by complete coincidence. And I got her a Swatch. It was $140. It was like a army green thing. And she loved it. She's a bit of a tomboy sometimes. She loved it. She's a skater kid, you know. She lives in Los Angeles. But she was mad about Converse sneakers, you know. So we're in this fancy department store here, and she spotted the Converse almost through a wall, like she had X-ray vision for Converse. So she starts trying them on. And I know nothing about this stuff, but I'm like, whatever you want, darling, you know. I'm your uncle who spoils you. I can't say no, literally cannot say no. But these Converse had a little heart. Let me see if I can pull up the picture. Little heart with eyes on them. And it turns out they are try to speak and type at the same time. Like a dog, you know, you give a dog food when they're walking, they can't walk and eat at the same time. They have to stop and eat. It's these things. Let me share that screen. And it was a collaboration between Comme des Garçons and Converse. See these things? If it'll ever come up. See that? Little love heart with eyes. So I got her these, and they were $140. A regular pair is 80 or 90, apparently. Cool. Okay. That brings a new crowd over to Comme des Garçons, which is clearly a higher kind of brand than Converse. Fancier, right? Something like Omega is to Swatch, perhaps. But she got a real pair of Converse, didn't she? Like they were a real pair. They weren't a substitute. They just had that affiliation with Comme des Garçons, so it was kind of limited edition, very fancy, cooler, all of that stuff. I don't think they were available in the States. They were just a Europe release. So she went back to LA, like the shit, like, yeah, I've got these, you can't get them. And that's different. If you get one of these Speedies, you're not getting a Speedy. You're getting a thing that looks like one in plastic. It may be fun, it may be great, and I like some of them, and I'll definitely buy some. But it's not really a Speedy, is it? I think people are behaving like they are getting a Speedy. A compromised Speedy, but a Speedy nonetheless. And that's our first mistake going on here. But anyway, now we all know about all the lines that are gathering up at the moment. As we speak, I just got a photo from someone sent to me on my email of a line of 600 people outside a Swatch in Australia, where, of course, it's early morning now. They're getting ready for the stores to open there. And already here in Venice, there's 10 people, 12 people outside, apparently. So my friends told me, who live right by there. It's an interesting thing because to me, it's a real perfect storm of bizarre things coming together. The watch crowd is a crowd that knows how to buy watches and get crazy about watches, aren't we? And we spend a lot of money, and we're all familiar with the hype. We know all about hype. That's not a new thing to us. The new Rolex that you can't get your hands on. This is our territory. And this thing is after walking into that territory, I think, kind of like a deer in the headlights, like, really? Here's a fun thing, but it's a mass-produced thing, but in the real sense of mass-produced. Like, this is, as I speak, there are machines just stamping these things constantly like this. This is not what people say. You know, when people say Rolex is mass-produced, in comparison to Patek, it is, but it still goes through a lot of quality control, and there's a lot of hands that touch a Rolex before it ever leaves the factory, right? That's not the case here. It's all plastic stamping. So, you know, it's kind of a perfect storm because people are behaving like, oh my God, we have to get our hands on this rarity. Oh my God, we won't be able to get one, which isn't true. You'll totally be able to get one very soon. I compare it to, I'm always full of analogies, but bear with me. The iPhone. Remember when that came out? The iPhone 1, the 2, the 3. I was in New York at the time, and they have the big Apple store there on Fifth Avenue. And there were lines down the street for the iPhone 3, I remember. People were selling their place on the line. They were camping there for 3 days. It was ridiculous. And people way up the line were selling their place for $1,000. I remember I was doing a lot of business on Craigslist at the time. And there was an ad on Craigslist, some assistant of some actor saying, look, I'm an assistant to a well-known actor who's willing to pay $10,000 for the new iPhone tomorrow if you want to sell yours. Now, that was a situation where this is a mass-produced product coming out of China. There's just a limited number for now. So they're going to hit the stores. They're going to sell out real quick. And if you wait a little bit, it still happens with Apple products now. They just brought out the new Mac Studio. If you ordered one immediately whenever they announced it a couple of weeks ago, you probably got yours already. If I order one now, I have to wait a couple of weeks because it's the second wave coming out. The first wave sold out. They're all the enthusiasts, the early adopters, as they call them. I don't need to be an early adopter. But it was really funny with the iPhone, because I remember the iPhone, was it a 5 or the 6? So now we're talking 8, 9 years ago, whenever that was. There were lines. It wasn't as bad as the first one, second one, third one, but there were still lines to get it. Some people need to have it now, you know, they can't wait. And I saw the lines. I passed them many times. And there they were. And they bought all the, you know, they all got their iPhone. That morning was like a Saturday morning, just like tomorrow, with Swatch. I was like, I'm fine with my phone. It'll last me another few months. I'll pick this thing up whenever I feel like it later on when all the hype dies down. I was by that store later that evening. I think I was a little drunk, actually. That store is 24 hours, or it was. So I don't know if it still is 24 hours. And I was going from a bar to a restaurant or the other way around, whatever, usual Oshina in New York, you know. Shit-faced half the time. And I was passing by the store and it was all empty. You know, everything had calmed down by then. It was 9 in the evening or something. And I said, feck it, I'll, you know, walk in and check it out. So I went down and walked right up to the counter. Hey, do you have any of the new iPhone that came out today? And they're like, yeah, we got loads. What color do you want? I was bawling. Think about that. All those people were like waiting in line. I don't think that's going to be the case tomorrow. I think they're going to sell out tomorrow. And whoever gets one, I might get one. I'll go around and see. Whoever has one on Sunday will be, you know, proud as punch to have one. And for a few days, it'll be the thing to have. But like by the following week, there's going to be a second wave or a couple of weeks later. And then they're going to be online. That's confirmed. In a few weeks, they're going to be online. You can order them any color you want. Maybe you'll have to wait. Maybe it won't ship for a few days. But you'll get one. You'll get them all with time if you really want them all. So we have these hype junkies who are just crazy about, the new Rolex that's impossible to get. Oh my God, you got the call from the AD, blah, blah, blah. We have that built into our minds already because we're watch freaks. And we're approaching this creature that isn't supposed to be approached that way. I mean, the sales assistants in Swatch tomorrow won't know themselves. They'll be like, what on earth is happening? Because they don't know us, do they? We're not a creature they see. When was the last time you were in a Swatch store, really? So it's going to be interesting. Then there's a few things. And these are the things that hit us first as watch fans. When this thing started leaking the other day, is it good for Omega? Who's it good for? It's certainly good for Swatch, that's for sure. They get to hang out with the big fancy boys for a moment, don't they? They get to have a Speedmaster in their window. What an honor. But is it good for Swatch? Sorry, for Omega. Is it good for them? I don't know. Jenny L was saying the other night, she was on with Brittany. It was a monumental moment. Supreme girl power in the watch world. But she mentioned a very interesting thing. She said, maybe this is the gateway drug. They're trying to get people into the Speedy to lure them then on to the higher level. Very interesting point. But going from $250 to $7,000 is a bit of a difference. In the guitar world, you can buy a real Fender Stratocaster made in the United States, made in USA, it says on the headstock. And those things are a few grand. Last time I checked, I actually don't know what price they are these days. I used to sell these things when I was 18 years old in Dublin, guitar store. But there's an alternative, and that's the Fender Squire. Looks quite the same. To the layman, it looks exactly the same. But there are certain details that are not the same, and it's a budget version. But you're still spending some money. You're still spending probably the better part of $1,000 now. They were $600 or $700 back in the day. They're probably about $1,000 or $1,200 now. So you're still kind of halfway there. Not halfway there, but a third of the way there. This is a difference of $250 versus, depending on which Speedy you want. Let's go with the Hesselite, the one that's currently available on the market. $7,000. You know, when you're looking at transatlantic flights, you're going LHR to JFK or to LAX or something, and you look at the coach seats, and then you have business and first. It's not like business and first. It's not like trains here in Europe. You know, coaches, regular classes. You know, it's $25 for your ticket, and then it's $31 for business, and then $45 for first. You know, club executive car, whatever. There's a bit more. You're talking about a difference, like you get a coach flight from Britain to the United States is down the back is like $500 if you book early enough. Up front, it's $13,000. Like it's way more expensive, or somewhere up there between $7,000 and $15,000 for a transatlantic flight up the front. Unless you know someone, you've got a relative, or you've got points that you can get the ticket on the cheap. So you don't have any customers. There's no one online checking the economy price and the first class price and going, which one will I get? There's no one deliberating between spending $500 and $12,000. They don't exist. Those people who spend $12,000 are either piddly rich and never look at the economy prices, or they have a connection, so they get a buddy pass or whatever. They have that thing, or it's a company that paid for their seat. There is no one like working between the two. So I don't know about the gateway drug argument. I don't know about that. I think, if anything, it could bring people down to reality. Think about the prices we pay for some of these watches. They're astronomical. They're almost embarrassing. Most people who aren't in the watch game, if they knew the money we're spending on watches, they'd have us all locked up. You know, you can get a perfectly good watch these days for a few $100, even less. So I'm thinking maybe this watch might have a weird effect on the market and bring people kind of down to earth a bit. It's probably bad news. It could be bad news for big luxury brands. If you feel like you have a speed, if you buy one of these things tomorrow and you feel like you have a Speedy on your wrist on Sunday afternoon, that's your Speedy. Why on earth would you ever think about spending $7,000 just to have the real one? You feel like you have the real one, or a broken down version or an alternate version, but not the real thing. There's also a rumor going around that Reynold Eichelman, who's the CEO of Omega, was coerced into this because Swatch do own his company. Omega are under Swatch. And there's a rumor going around, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but there's a rumor going around that at first he was like, no. Don't do that to our sacred icon. Which sounds a bit rich for Omega. They've done a lot to their sacred icon. God knows. They've put them out in all sorts of flavors and colors. But still high horology, still very expensive. In some cases, way more expensive. Set in a gold version and all of that, right? Apparently, he was like, no way. Probably for the same reasons as you and I. No, don't touch Omega. It's such an important brand, and the classic Speedy, it's such an icon. You can't make a quartz version. So that's a little disturbing that they may have turned around and said, you know what? You don't really have... I mean, what happened behind closed doors there? Did they say, listen, we appreciate that you love your watch and you love your brand, but we own you. And we think this is a good idea for Swatch. And he had to just say yes and start rehearsing, clearing his throat and rehearsing his speeches about how this is a great breakthrough idea. And things that maybe he doesn't even really believe. I don't know. But what's for sure is that the Speedmaster will never be the same again. Never quite. Will it have the adverse effect? Will people say, no, don't you have the real one? They do that with replicas in Rolex or with any other brand, but mostly Rolex, because it's the replica business is mostly Rolex. They do it with them because that's a no-brainer. Oh, it's a cheap knockoff made in China. Easy. But with this... it's got Omega written on the dial. You know, I don't know. There's a couple of other things as well. The dot over 90 is now a joke. Officially, it's a joke. That used to be our way of identifying a particular era of Speedy. Now it's just this silly feature thing to be thrown around willy-nilly. A dot over 90. So tomorrow's going to be interesting. There's already lines. I'll go along. I'm not going to get in line. Maybe I'll go along a little earlier. See if I can grab me one. I don't really mind which one. I'll probably get if they have the Mercury. I think that's the coolest looking one. To me, because I own a real Speedy. I'm a real Speedy fan. A completely blue Speedy doesn't look very speedy to me. But then again, there's a lot of fun in those too. The all red one and so on. But it'll be like a novelty piece. you know. Then I thought about the flippers. What kind of flipper is this attracting? Probably all types, right? All the flippers. But then I thought there are probably like entry level flippers seizing the moment, right? Carpe diem. Guys who would love to be watch flippers, but they don't have the 50 grand to start flipping because they need to buy stock that's very expensive. Now they can. They've got their 1,000. These are guys who would otherwise be buying PlayStation 5s off of eBay and Amazon and flipping them. But now they can get into the watch game at a lower level. Spotty teenagers all of a sudden become watch traders. We're heading into a new era. We have Dirk coming in a couple of minutes. But I just wanted to get those things out of the way, these questions, put them out there in the air. There is a thing about stimulating the watch market, like Apple did. I have a personal theory that Apple are somewhat responsible for what's happening in the watch world today. They reawoke the whole idea of a watch. A watch was becoming something that people didn't use anymore. It was an anachronism for a while, as phones became something that was everywhere in everyone's pocket with very accurate time. With the time, in some cases, on the home page, you didn't even have to wake the phone up. You could see that, you could read the time. When Apple brought out the Apple Watch, I think it stimulated the watch thing again. People were reminded, oh, you can have a thing on your wrist. Your wrist doesn't really have any other purpose in life. When have you used your wrist for much in life? Use your hands or your elbow or your your wrist kind of is a place between one place and another on your body. So put something useful there. Put the time of day, and in the case of the Apple Watch, many other things. You've got a notification, you got a new email, blah, blah, blah. Your heart rate is too low, it's too high, etc., etc. But I think it stimulated the watch world because they brought out, among other things, they brought out a gold one for 17 grand. You remember that? They don't make it anymore. It was just the first generation. Probably didn't sell. But I think people were going, hold on. Are they jewelers now, or Apple jewelers? What the hell's going on? And I think it woke up this thing. It took a while, but I think it woke it up in people's minds. And then the whole idea of a watch, because if you walked into a store and you had the plastic Apple Watch, that's $300, and the guy next to you had the stainless steel one, and the guy next to him had the gold one, that was a status symbol all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Apple were doing that. And I think that woke people up to that stuff. And that's a huge part of watches is, you know, maybe not how much money you have, although that's definitely in there somewhere for a lot of guys and gals. But also, wow, is that really that watch? What year is it? Blah, blah, blah. And I think it started off that thing. Will the MoonSwatch do that? Will it have an effect on kids, for example? They'll go, oh, this is a Speedmaster. It's based on a more expensive watch, which originally went to the moon. Is it going to like ignite something in 16-year-old kids? Not that there'll be any 16-year-old kids on the line tomorrow. There'll be all those desperate watch nuts and the flippers. But over the following months, right? Some kids might be like, wow, $250. Why is that one so much more expensive than all the other stuff? Oh, well, this is a partnership with a brand called Omega. Have you ever heard of them? Oh, yeah, that's what James Bond wears, right? Yeah. You know, and then boom, a whole new generation of Speedmaster nuts. Maybe that's what's coming. Should we get Dirkus Maximus in? There he is. Can't hear you. Muted. I don't hear you at all, man. Can you guys hear Dirk? Did something go to sleep? Dirk in the sky with diamonds. I know, it's cool. I wish I could hear you, man. I can't. Let me mute you and unmute you. Unmute. Maybe remove yourself and then put yourself back in, or restart your machine or something. I'll keep going. Let me have a look at super chats. So some were coming in, and does Dirk have a channel? We are actually starting a channel, myself and Dirk, called the iBashers. This stream is actually being streamed over there right now with absolutely no one watching, but we'll give you the link in a bit. We'll just get the conversation flowing here. Let me see if I missed any. I'm sure I did. I've also noticed how divisive this whole thing is. A lot of people just cannot stand it. Ben from Wonder of Watches, that channel, he's waiting for this to be over. It's a nightmare for him. Even our stream night talking about it, he's like, please make this go away. Brightling Paul, 449. When you're young, you buy G-Shock and other plastic watches. When you're old, you buy luxury. Gateway drug for Omega, absolutely. Wow. Yeah, you might be right, man. If that's their aim, it's definitely working. What does that do then to Omega? Does it help them? Is there a brighter side to this for them? I got a lot of messages because people know I'm into, I love Omega and I love my Speedies. People saying your Speedy's gonna be worthless by next week, you know. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What about now?
Now it works.
How odd. Meanwhile, everyone, we did do a little testy before this little stream, and everything was good. But
I walked away from your computer, and it went into a screensaver or something, probably, right?
No,
and then turned something off. Were you listening to what I was saying?
I was listening to all of it, and I think everybody's got a valid point. And yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of people, but I definitely don't agree in the devaluation of the brand. I think it's a masterstroke of marketing for a lot of reasons. The first one being that everyone and their mother is going to know what a Speedmaster is now. And maybe as they get older, yeah, the younger ones, it's like Kiss. How did you get into rock and roll? I liked that cartoony group that wears all the makeup. And then I got into Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and Pink Floyd and the Beatles. That's what happened to me. I liked this stupid band that wore cartoon makeup. And then I graduated to King Crimson later on, you know? So right. I think as we get older and, you know, get careers and a bank account, I think people are going to aspire to it. The thing about Reinhold Ackerman not loving that, I mean, I heard that too, but his exuberance in the videos that I saw with Revolution Watch, he just seemed so giddy about it. Maybe he's been convinced, which is great if that's true. But he looked to be somewhat exuberant about the whole thing, excited, and it's going to just create such a massive, obviously it already has. It's going to create such a massive brand recognition for Swatch has already got the market cornered on, you know, gumball watches. So now here they are with one of their millions of other brands that they own, hierology brands. It's going to just bring to the table the brand recognition and aspiration. So I think it's a masterstroke. And, you know, we all want them. I know you want one. We talked about it ad nauseum. I want Mercury really bad. I want Uranus really bad. Is it a Speedy? No. It's an homage. And like I loved your parallel earlier about the fashion brands, because people have to realize that, you know, whether you're Louis Vuitton or Gucci or Prada, they all have either secondary lines or collaborations for affordable. Karl Lagerfeld for H&M, or any of the big designers, Stella McCartney for Macy's. They all do a smaller line or an homage line that they are involved in to create brand recognition, and it works. It works in the fashion industry, you know. So I think it's great. I think it's great all around. No, it's not a moon watch. It's an homage watch, but it's cool as shit though. I'm excited.
Do you like the Mars one? The Alaska project looking one?
I liked it instantly. I do. I think it'll look stupid on me because I don't have the biggest wrist in the whole wide world, but I want it really bad. I mean, Mercury and Uranus are my top two. I want the Alaska project one, the Mars one. I want them all. I want them all. Everyone likes Earth the least.
It is the least pretty of the lot, right?
I don't know if it. No, I don't think so. I think. Well, I don't like Venus because it's based on the Speedy 38 millimeter, the new reduced, as it were, because it's got the same bezel and
yes.
it's got those very strange kind of jewelry looking.
Let me ask you something. Why didn't they make a 38 for the girls?
I think that they might. I think that was a big boo-boo, because if they're going to make a jewelry looking pink one, and I'm looking at the Venus on my other screen right now, it's really designed to look with the asymmetrical subdials. It's really made to look like the new 38s, which are appealing to, you know, smaller wristed guys or ladies. So I think that might be something in the future. I don't think this is a one-off collaboration because it's going to be a absolutely monster seller. It's going to be outrageous for months and months, because we're going to get two. We're not going to get them tomorrow.
No,
we're not going to get them tomorrow because I don't wait on lines to go see bands. I don't wait on lines for anybody. So I want to walk into a store and say, I want this one and this one. And then the next day I'm going to say, I want this one and this one. And then the next day, you know, that's the way I want to play it, or have some 5 guys with me and pick out 2 each.
Right.
I'm not a queue person, so to speak.
Did you ever queue for the iPhone years ago? No,
I've never queued for anything.
For anything.
I queued for a scalper when I was 15.
Oh, it was for a scalper. You've queued outside a nightclub, no? To get in?
No. Do you know what I used to do to get into nightclubs when I was a kid? I used to pretend I was Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, and I'd get in and I'd get in the VIP room. I'd use a British accent. That's what I did. I was in the newspaper once.
That just brought my dad to mind. He, God rest his soul, he had a camera, you know, a big, like not a DSLR, but the equivalent, like a manual camera. And not many people back then, I'm talking about back in the 80s, had a camera, like a real pro looking camera with a strap that hangs around your neck. And he'd go along to shows that he couldn't get tickets for, and he'd just say, oh, I'm press, I'm with the Independent, or I'm with the Irish Times. And they, oh yeah, go on ahead. He get right up front and take a few shots just so he looks like he really is what he say he is.
That's
Roar of the Tiger begs to differ as an attempt to lure Apple fanboys, making it real. Watch aspirational object.
Well, yeah,
never considered before these appeared. Okay,
I don't know how. I don't get the Apple fanboy thing, because that is the real phone. What they don't do, they make? I guess they make a cheaper one.
Yeah, but it's still a phone. It's still doing what it's supposed to do. But it's like, you know, the coach and the first class ticket. You get there at the same time. You get to your destination at exactly the same time. All you're paying for is the details, which is really what watches are about, right? I mean, we pay for details. We pay for that incredible detail, the handmade, you know, the handwork that goes into the watch and so on.
Sure.
That's what we're all about, really. That's why we're throwing down thousands.
We're still not getting that. We're still getting, like, I'll never forget going to the Maserati factory in Torino and watching, you know, a zillion robots assemble a Gran Turismo. I mean, I was like, wow, the only thing that was handmade in that factory was there was 100 Italian women stitching the leather of the seats by hand, because that's cool. Real Italian craftsmanship. The rest of the car was all robotic. I mean, Rolex, I mean, Omega, other than, you know, Journe or Lange, right? Those are made by hand, but Rolex and Omega aren't made by hand.
They go through some hands. No, it's not
a few.
They go through quite a few. Come on.
They go through the quality checkers.
Yes.
They go through those stations.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, if we watched a Speedmaster from zero to finish, I bet you we'd see a lot of robots involved.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely robots in there.
Yeah.
B-Boy Batic says Jupiter is the move. That's the one I want because Jupiter is my favorite planet. I love myself and Dirk are big nerds about space and all of that, right? And I go out here onto the Zathra and I look at the night sky with a cigar at 4 a.m. and I stare at the planets because I get a beautiful view of them here. Jupiter has always been my favorite planet. I don't know why. Maybe it's something to do with, I don't know, 2010, The Space Odyssey. Remember that film with Roy Schneider and Helen Mirren as the Russian? And
Who doesn't remember that?
yeah. And
by the way, I just put up the link to the sister.
Yeah, but you don't want to drag the crowd away. But that's
no,
it.
no,
That's
no, no, no. I'm just saying for next time. Just so
Yeah.
you know, 'cause I went
We'll
on
do
there
that.
and I looked at there was one viewer. I was like, oh, I'm so sad.
No, we'll send them over. So the new channel, guys, is going to be called the Eye Bashers, which is raising from the ashes an old kind of podcast that myself and Dirk, not kind of, totally a podcast, but years before they were popular.
Yeah.
We were way ahead of our time. We had this thing called the Eye Bashers, as in the iPhone and because we were talking a lot about tech as well. But that we just bash everyone. We talk about stuff in the news and
tech, hookers, blow.
Then we can add watches to that. Just talk about and just bash everything and everyone, indiscriminately. Yeah. But over here, we'll stick more kind of on the watch side of things.
Not for the sensitive.
Yeah, the Eye Bashers will not be for that. So go over and sub if you feel like it. It's going over there, and I'm going to migrate these streams over there over the coming weeks. Yeah. So, but then come back here, obviously. So which ones are you getting? You want them all, but the first one,
Mercury, number one. Well, because that's my planet, my astrological planet too. I've always had a thing for Mercury, even though it's just a dead fucking rock. And
Jupiter isn't even a solid thing; it's just gas. Right?
Yeah, it's a gas giant. Yeah, well, that we know of. We've sent probes in there that have just
got crushed by the pressure.
Yeah, I mean that's another. I mean, there's a good reason to have Jupiter as your favorite planet. One, it's so super massive. It's gravitational. Half of our solar system is the way it is because of Jupiter. Orbits are set. Their limits are set by Jupiter. I mean,
that's right.
It's incredible what Jupiter can do. But Mercury and Uranus, because I just think it's gorgeous. I love that.
You say Uranus. I also say Uranus. But it's okay to say Uranus.
It just opens up the door for a lot of silly jokes. I mean, I say Uranus because we're both sci-fi geeks and we watch a lot of Carl Sagan and Cosmos, and I never heard it any other way until ticket to Uranus, and then I went, oh, that's stupid.
Now, why did Pluto get included?
I'm so pleased as punch, though, that it's because now it's a dwarf planet, which I think is just unfair. And I think the jury's still out astrologically. I mean, I think a lot of great astrophysicists think it should have stayed in there. But then we've got so many other bodies in the Kuiper belt that might qualify as planets too, and that's I think why they did it, is because if you're going to make Pluto a planet, you have to. It's so small. I mean, it's smaller than we thought. Yeah,
it's kind of just an external rock, hanging around our solar system. Kind of
a perfect sphere.
It is.
It's a perfect sphere, which is one of the classifications of a planet. Does its gravity allow it to form a perfect sphere? And it does. So I think there was I'll have to look that up, but there was like a checklist of 5 things and it has to have all 5 and it was missing one. And I forget what it was.
Isn't this fun? Like they haven't pushed that yet, but people, if they're into astrology, right? They believe that there is, Sagittarius, all Sagittarius have the same temperament or whatever, or the same destiny, or whatever, that stuff. That people might buy the watch that fits with them, right? And they can get all astrological about it.
Sure.
You know,
That's
or
why
their
I want
favorite.
Mercury.
Right, that's why you want Mercury. I want Mercury because it looks really cool.
That
It
step
looks very
dial.
like a real thing. It's a step dial, and it's got that grayness, and it's very speedy looking to me.
It is. That and
Yeah.
the Moon one, obviously, because the Moon one
The
looks
Moon
exactly.
is, yeah.
That's a Speedmaster. I'm looking at the Earth one, and it's pretty. I
You
mean,
want to
it's
pull them
nothing.
up there?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah. I'll do this
Earth
better than
the Earth
last
one, of
time.
course, is green because, you know, we've got vegetation on this planet, so that's our big boasting point.
So that's the Earth one, right?
Yeah.
Here's the Moon one, which is
Now that just looks like a Speedy to me.
looks like a Speedy. You would never know until you zoomed in there and looked at it.
It looks like a Speedy. Looks like a Speedy. Talks.
Oh, now
like
you're singing this. It's your turn now. So that
look
one,
at
and
those.
then,
Look at those subdials. They're so high.
Can I zoom in here really? Let me see, because this has the concentric circles in it. I can get them in now. That's Earth, right? Look at that. If you look carefully, those subdials has the circles inside, just like a MoonSwatch.
Right.
I don't think the rest of them do. Do they? Well, that certainly doesn't. The Mars.
No.
I mean, come on, that is as sexy as get out.
It's
Red is not my color.
rockets.
It's because of the
Is it a bit pinky red as well? Apparently, red is a very difficult color to create in ceramic. Apparently,
castor oil,
right?
It's castor oil, and
has it got a slight pinkness to it? It's not fire engine or post office red.
It's pastel-y red.
Yeah,
or as the British would say, pastel. It's a pastel red.
Oh, I would say pastel, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that big red hand, though. That second hand, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's a sexy bastard.
One thing I haven't seen yet is loom shots. Give us some loom shots, guys.
Nobody has one. Even on the Waco, the I don't know the name of that. The big guy looks like a superhero. The guy, the product manager for Omega, who was doing the whole thing, whose jacket is far too tight. That guy, I mean, his jacket was like 3 sizes too small. He's shown shown a light on the loom, and it didn't pick it up in the studio they were in, and he tried, and it was a lame attempt, but he did it like 4 or 5 times. But let's go back
so there's so the loom isn't cool.
No, the loom, it's Super Luminova. It is 100% super. It's the exact same. The exact same potion, the same formula that they use on the Speedmasters. It's just that they were in a brightly lit studio.
So you just couldn't see it.
Couldn't see it. Now you look at this thing, it's very, very pretty because that color blue is kind of a gray blue. I mean, the thing I don't like about it maybe is the green ceramic is just a little bit like a mint.
Was minty. It the guys on Watchfinder saying it's a bit a kitchen utensils thing, or like one of those modern kettles or those Smeg fridges?
KitchenAid mixers. That's exactly what color it is.
Right.
Every chef in the world wants a KitchenAid mixer because it's the ultimate kitchen tool. And they always come in these pastel colors. Pale pink, pale green, pale blue, but the green one is the one that a 50s homemaker would have, and it would be all scratched up from the decades. It does look like that. But I think the dial itself with that crimson seconds hand is it's not a seconds hand.
It looks
chronograph hand. Yeah, it looks great. It looks terrific. I think it's great. I just think it's getting the shaft. The Venus one, look at the bezel on that with the striations. That is completely modeled after the 38 millimeter, the new Speedmaster 38.
Yes.
Even the way that they take the subdials and they put the ovaline outlines on it, and they put some kind of jewels in there. It's a girl's watch. It's
really, why didn't they make that in 38 mils? For crying out loud. They should have
made it in 36.
Yeah, like the movement is a little quartz movement. They don't have any restrictions there size wise. If anything, they have that advantage over Omega. Omega have a difficulty making, I assume, making a very small version of this. They don't have that problem there. They should have made, because girls are getting into watches, man, big time.
Big time. And this is gonna get so many people into watches. And by the way, there's no dot over 90 here, obviously.
Yeah, because it's a different.
It's the totally different scale there.
What is that now for? Is that a pulse meter? No, it's a tachometer. But
it's a tachometer scale. It's just they have it laid out differently. Like it's exactly the way they have it laid out on the Speedmaster 38 millimeter.
I see.
And then, back to that. And then we went to the Moon, which is just a Speedmaster. And then we did this already, which is, it's sexy as F. And then here's your favorite big boy. There's Jupiter.
Now that has Ultraman look off it to
big time,
as well as Jupiter. So I just, the fact that it's my favorite planet and that orangeness going on, and I don't have an Ultraman.
Yeah, yet.
I mean, I'm certainly going to get one, but
I think Waco has like 5 of them.
I'm sure he does.
That's his favorite watch.
The Ultraman. Darren Roberts, thank you so much, man. Speedy owner myself. This is grinding my gears as well. Just wanted to thank you all for your hard work and your Zero West. Oh yeah, man. The trilogy resulted in me owning an S4, an H1, and soon to be DB2. Man, those S4s and H1, everybody wants those S4s now. I'm getting offers for mine like crazy because of course they are no longer available, all sold out. There might be some H1 blackouts left. And the DB2 of all of the new ones is the one that's going to be gone. I think it's probably almost sold out. They sold half of them in the first week. So congratulations on that, and thank you for the super chat, Darren. Yeah, I love that one. I mean, that's gorgeous. Just that kind of beige, almost tan look. It's kind of Sahara Desert feel going on, and then the orange.
And they should have put it on top of gas, not on top of sand. They should have put it in some kind of like an oil slick or something, because there's so many different weather things happening on the surface of Jupiter. I mean,
there ain't no sand.
That we know of. I mean, I think the best we ever got to those planets was the what was the one that they just sunk into Saturn and let it do its thing? It got about 30 or 40 miles into the atmosphere and then it just disappeared. But Jupiter, we don't know. I mean, who knows? There could be some weird life forms living there. Who knows?
Yeah, the eye might open up someday and there'll be lots of
people in tunics staring at us.
No, I'm thinking about the monolith. Remember in 2010?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god!
Now this is polarizing. This one, right?
Yeah. Some people.
I love it.
You see a face. I like it too.
I see.
I see the face, but I get over that then real quick, and I kind of go, "Wow, it's got Saturn."
It's got Saturn. It's a super unique piece all to itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, this was inevitable, right? I mean, you know what they should have done? They should have put the dial on its side.
Why? Because
the axis of
Uranus
is of Neptune.
Oh no, Neptune is the deep blue.
Yeah, Neptune.
This is Uranus.
This is Uranus, right? Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong one. This is just going to be the Tiffany world, and everybody's going to jump on. I don't know, anything that's baby blue is Tiffany now.
Yes.
Clearly
it's not exactly Tiffany blue, but people are already saying it. It's fresh looking. It's summery. It's going to be a lovely summer watch. Mind you, there's no going on the beach with these things, guys. This thing has 3 bars of water resistance.
3 bars, 4 joules.
No water resistance. I mean, you can't. That's not even rainproof, right?
I mean, maybe it's as rainproof as there is.
As this is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
Or this is, yeah. Thanks, Randy. You don't have a question or a comment? You just want to, that's really
He
sweet
does
of you.
actually. There you go.
Oh, there it is. So, yeah, well, let's talk about it. So we have a racing version. Oh, I love this. I love the
I
speed
love the
race.
racings as well, and the
Yeah.
racings are 44 mils. They suit my wrist even more. I love
Yeah,
the
good.
racings. Yeah,
Yeah.
gorgeous. They're a nice progression of the Speedmaster for me.
I'm surprised the Schumachers didn't skyrocket in price when he had his accident. He's still with us. No one knows what kind of shape he's in because he's a very, very private guy. But as far as I know, he lives in Switzerland, and God bless him. But I would have thought that because the Schumacher Speedmaster is gorgeous.
Yeah, they're beautiful too.
Beautiful. It's like the Tintin, which I love, and Tintin had its day in the sun, didn't it?
It did.
Before everybody considered Tintin really racist.
Everything's slowly becoming
This watch is Tiffany racist.
Yeah, it's super racist. What a racist watch.
Blue. It's blue.
Some people are complaining about the strap being a bit of a stain monster. Like it's just going to be, wine stains and dirt from your pocket and blah, 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 because it's so white.
White is, this is for guys. This is for when you're visiting a sheen and you're going to the Lido and you're out for a dinner on the beach and some white wine or some aperitivi, and then when you get back, you take it off. This is not for a daily driver because that thing's gonna get dirty. That white gets dirty. You don't wear white pants all day long. You wear them to the luau.
I have to say, I like the straps. Like the watches, the ones that I buy, I'll buy 50% of the reason is for the strap. I actually love the straps in these. I would be tempted to take one off and stick it on the real Speedy just for laughs. They look really comfy and solid, and
they do.
And they've got big writing on them.
Yeah.
By the way, what's a mission to Earth?
Is it even called Mission to Earth?
It is. It's Mission to Earth. Whose mission is that? Is that made for Martians?
Let's see. Mission to Earth. It is Mission on Earth.
On Earth. There you go.
Board the mission. Should we board the mission? Let's board it. Let's see what they say. Have you been through this yet?
No.
Cool. There you go.
What is in your mail?
Do I want free shipping? I don't want free shipping. Look at that. Okay, that's the battery cover, which I think is amazing.
They are very cool.
Yeah, people aren't really talking about. They've got, I believe they're almost all high resolution NASA pictures that they have some special printing. 260. So that's the thing. They don't really say much.
That's cheaper there, by the way. Of course, you have to pay tax on that, right? 8.25%.
Yeah. You just got to pay a little bit of tax on that.
Yeah.
So let's go back to where we were. We had gone to there. Okay, so now we've got Neptune, which is just
you like dial. That?
I love the dial. I misspoke.
I tell you what, I wish that the case were gray.
Yeah, I hear you, because the blue is
gray or black, because that blue to me, that's beginning to really look like a Swatch. And I never get tempted. I pass the Swatch boutique all the time. It's around the corner from Frollo, my friends. I bought a lot of watches. Believe it or not, the Swatch store here used to be the Patek store years ago. That's
hilarious. Isn't the one right outside of the Piazza there?
No, the Swatch store is not by the Piazza. Okay. It's not far, but it's on your way towards Fondaco. But just that space, what used to be high-end watches, including Patek. Anyway, this one is, I love the dial. I just the case of that. Can we see the case back? Do they have it or not? No.
Let's see.
It's not elaborate enough.
Let's board the mission.
Right.
And they give you the battery.
And that's it. That's really cool looking.
See. Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, there it is.
Can I blow that up? No, it just wants to show you how the strap goes in there. But they're all the same. They all have that printing. Due to high demand, this product is currently not available. Do they all say that now? I didn't look. Isn't that
No,
funny?
that's new, I think. Jason's saying this now. I've been getting messages all day. They're already on eBay for 25. That doesn't mean anything, Jason.
Yeah.
This is just guys chancing their arm. That's all it is. They don't have the watch yet, and they're just seeing. They're trying to raise the temperature.
These
So
are
just because
dicks.
somebody lists something doesn't mean it's going to sell for that, or it doesn't mean anybody's going to pay any attention. If you spend 2,500, you're out of your mind completely. I mean, I've heard people say don't spend 30 on a Daytona because list is 14 or whatever. No, there's plenty of sense in that because it's still going up and it's still a very, very sought after item that's worth that kind of money. In this case, it's not. It's not. And there's no time. Like people spend more money with PlayStations around Christmas time. They give in to the flippers on eBay. Why? Because their little kid is waiting for a PlayStation and they can't get it. It's actually horrible. It's horrible stuff what those guys do, but they buy up all the PlayStations and for Christmas, and then people have to spend 4 times the retail price. Otherwise, little Johnny comes down to the Christmas tree on the 25th, and there's no PlayStation. So a lot of dads just have to bite the bullet and just go and buy from these assholes. That's not the case here. There's no time. Do you need it for Sunday? I don't think you need this watch for the weekend. Don't do it. Please, guys, don't do it. Don't give in to these guys.
They're taking all the fun out of why this was created. This is an affordable product that everyone could have and
Thanks,
everyone
Des.
can enjoy. Hey, Des, for coffee. Because coffee is expensive.
Yeah, this should be for
Especially
kids
in
to
Russia.
enjoy, to really get into it. I mean, after we get it out of our system, lots of us are going to buy it and just like leave it in the box and put it on. We're like the worst.
No, well, if
you
you
ever see
do
that
that,
skit?
then you're going to be one of those guys that sells it for $2,500. I think you should get them and you should wear them, and they're just going to be fun. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear mine. I'm gonna wear mine.
Yeah,
You've seen that skit on SNL, right? With the kids like new Star Wars toy, and then there's the older, fatter guys going, "Yeah, we love them too," and it's just really awkward. I've got this. This one's sealed in the box, and the kids are like, "Huh? You're not gonna play with it?" And he's like, "No, don't touch it." It's like,
right.
Oh god,
like the 40-year-old virgin when Catherine Keener goes to his house and she sees he's got like every toy ever made in its box, and she makes him sell them for hundreds of thousands of dollars because some guy with a really small penis wants them.
right?
Guys, it's just going to take the fun out of what this is about. This was fun. By the way, the juxtaposition of this crimson bezel and the kind of off-white with the gray case is actually quite lovely. It's a very attractive watch.
That's a beautiful one. Yeah,
it is. It's beautiful.
That could be a kind of a long. What do they call that? A sleeper,
the sleeper. It might be.
Yeah, it's that like right now everyone's going crazy about maybe the Mercury or the Uranus. But this one might be the kind of might have a longer trajectory to it because it is a very pretty looking watch.
Dedicated to the dwarf planet. Let's go see if this one's unavailable too. Did everybody buy that? Oh,
I mean, there's no one buying yet. They're not available yet.
4 interest-free payments of $65 with the firm. How weird is that?
Yeah, how weird does that look to us watch nuts who are shelling out thousands for watches? Like you can pay it off 65. Yeah, that's nice. That's endearing. Like all I can think of now is 17-year-old kids, with a paper round or babysitting money or something going, I'm going to buy this cool watch.
That's their piggy bank now is a firm. They don't have to save it. They just pay it off, which is great.
They just pay it off. Yeah. That's kind of nice.
Don't most guys put that on their Chase Sapphire card when they buy a Rolex? They put it on their Amex.
A lot of them put it on cards.
Most of them are not going to the bank transfer,
That's me. I'm not an idiot, just like sending it all over.
Well, there's something nice to be said about not having credit card debt,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, while we're on that, I just want to grab my audience for a second. I have been posting some watches on my Instagram. I have too many watches. I need to sell a few and just get some liquid cash going. And people are freaking out going, oh, why is he shifting all his Rolex? What's happening? What does he know that we don't? I don't know anything. I haven't got too many. I put up a Submariner and people are like, why are you selling your Submariner? I got 6 of them. I got 6. I don't need 6. I only need 1 really. So I'm just putting them up. Also, if I put up 4 or 5 pieces, I'm not selling all 4 or 5. If one's, I'm just putting them up for a selection, see which one sells. Just for you guys, just because I know you're all going mad. Like, why is he? What's happening to the timeless watch? Nothing. I've just got too many bloody watches. I've got a problem, and this is going to help. So that's that. Moving on. Let's get back to. Oh, and by the way, the pieces are the Sub, the Yachtmaster, and what else? Maybe one of the Milgauses. I don't know. That's an opportunity for somebody to make money, by the way, and nobody seems to want to jump on it, which is kind of crazy because it's T-minus 7 days till we all find out it's probably going to be discontinued. But nobody has the foresight. Not even the flipper guys like the traders have the foresight to call me and say, you know what, I'll take it for your price because I'm willing to take that gamble. It's amazing how little foresight the traders have. I'm shocked. Anyway,
what's the big one right now? What's the Rolex with the most cachet right now for a seller?
There's all the usual suspects, the Daytonas, the ceramic Daytonas, and so on. But if you're talking about something that maybe might turn around, the things that are swelling up are the Air King and the Milgauss, because they may be discontinued. But anyway, let's not get onto that. I'm just shocked that some of these guys just don't have the wherewithal to, or maybe they're just playing their cards close to their chest. I don't know. Not many super chats coming in tonight for some reason. That's okay,
because they need to sell a couple of watches.
Yeah, they're keeping their pennies for tomorrow. They're all online. They're watching this stream online right now at the
store,
at a boutique. Yeah.
Do you think there'll be overnights? Do you think people will be camped out for it?
Oh, that's happening already. By the way, Lance, that's utter nonsense. I'm not flipping. You sell a watch off. That's not flipping. Flipping is you buy the watch and you flip it the next day or the next week or whatever to make money. Learn the definition of these words, my friend. I have a lot of watches. Sometimes I have too many watches. I'm bored of that. I want to buy something else. I'm going to sell it. Boom. That's not flipping. Yes, it's already happening, man. There are people camped outside here. There's like 10 or 12 people from what I heard earlier this evening. That's probably 20 or 30 by now. There are people in New York City. There are people in Australia. Was that photo I saw earlier with hundreds of people all lined down it looked like it was in a shopping center or shopping mall or something. Police there and everything at the line, which of course is something they have to do, right? You might get some guy fighting, his girlfriend and all her friends arrive at the last minute, and instead of having 50 people in front of you, now you have got 60, and then fights start.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking on my other screen for any kind of news or.
Oh, it's all over. If you're following the forums or if you're on Instagram, you see all the shit, man.
Yeah,
I know you hate Instagram.
I'm too old for Instagram. I don't look good in a bikini. That's my problem.
Whereas
I'm too hairy. You look really great.
I look beautiful.
I'm 2-piece. I'm more of a 1-piece girl.
I'm gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see any news at all. I mean, in regular news, I guess, if you're going into the forums, but so Instagram. So, all right, let me go there. I have an account. I just don't really use it because I just don't get it, Yeah, Anthrax. Dan Spitz is a master watchmaker.
Yes, he
Dan
is.
Dan Spitz was not in Anthrax when I was in Anthrax. He was in after I was, and so I don't know him at all. But he comes from a family of watchmakers, and he was a very, very good lead guitar player. And now he just he quit the band a long time ago, 20 some odd years ago. And he is, there's videos, you watch this guy take watches apart, like, serious movements and put them back together. He's a master watchmaker, Dan Spitz. His brother was also in Black Sabbath for a while.
Wow.
When they had 50 people, and Black Sabbath went through this phase where there was Tony Iommi and friends. There was nobody else in the band, and he's one of them. His name is Dave Spitz.
I'm going to share my screen over because I've got a photo here of a line.
Oh, good. Let's see it.
Maybe it's something about musicians as well, by the way, that there's a lot of musicians in the watch game. The Mad Watch Collector, that guy Russell.
Oh,
he was in a band for years and stuff. Yeah, check out that. Why isn't my Zoom working? Look at that line. That is in, I believe, Melbourne.
wow. Melbourne,
Australia.
I'll never. Can anybody tell us the correct way to say it? Because I believe Archie is from Melbourne, right?
I have no idea. He's situated in Brisbane, but anyway, this is the line going down. Apparently, it is 350 feet long, and there are police. This was taken like an hour and a half ago, because of course they're well ahead of us. So their store is opening probably in the next hour or two. So that's what's going on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wowie.
Wild. Yeah.
Wowie. And who are these people? Like, they're not like people who know anything about it. They just like it. They're pretty. They're cool. These are the next gen. This is Omega, the next generation.
Really? I don't think she's. Yeah. Okay. Maybe she is for sure.
Maybe she's the next Jenny L. Maybe.
Look at these. Look at these. Yeah. Maybe she is. Look at these lads. These lads are the flippers. They're all the chatting. Flippers. Yeah. This is a watch aficionado. These lads are the flippers. Yeah. They're like, man.
He's like,
so you got to get this one and that. So if they don't have the red, get the blue instead. And so on and so forth. These lads are having the same conversation. This is a girlfriend probably going, oh God, why am I dating this fella? He has me standing.
She got paid $100 to stand on the line.
Yeah, right. Probably
got paid to stand there.
Right.
You get these two. I'll text you which ones I got. Then you get the other ones.
Right. Yeah. This is what you got to do.
Well, this is just like, price gouging in concert tickets, or I don't know why it's in our nature to want to get in and it's just all about making the quick buck. Ooh, I got an opportunity here. It's like the guys that go around and ask Dave Grohl won't sign autographs anymore.
Why? Because the people are selling them?
Because they're selling them. And he said he'll only do it if it's for charity. So, and he's a very nice guy. So I saw TMZ or one of these stupid channels, and all the guys confronted him, the paparazzi, and he was like, guys, you know what you're going to do with them. So bye. And he ran and he left. He tried to do it as nice as he could, but I get it. It's a terrible thing, because an autograph is supposed to be, getting, you're a big star, you're a big fan, and you get their autograph. It used to mean something, and now it's just some rich douchebag, who's got a billiard room and a Maserati and 50 fucking Rolexes, and he's got like baseball memorabilia, Dave Grohl signatures. It's hoarding. It's hoarding, properties. It's just meh.
I like the photos here on Instagram of just one more watch. The Jody, who of course this is right up his alley. I mean, his specialty is affordable watches. He covers all that stuff from $50 up. Yeah, and so he's. It looks like he's in line. He's just taking photos. Let me send them over to my email so I can pull them up here. But yeah, there's a pretty big line. He's in Australia, of course. And there is a pretty big line out there. It's obviously a different boutique they have. Now, guys, what countries are you in? Anybody watching? Just under 1,000. We had over 1,000 a while ago.
Yeah, give us shout-outs, country shout-outs.
What countries are you in that don't have boutiques?
Timur Petrov is already in line. Where in line are you?
Oh, yeah, there's a guy already in line.
Yeah.
I told you they're watching this on the line.
I love it.
Are they handing out soup?
Oh, I feel like almost going, oh shit, you know what I should have done?
What?
I should go to the Grand Central live and report live from the line.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Because there's so many Swatch stores. I live in New York City. I mean,
There's a bunch of them. There's one right there, Grand Central. It's underground, right?
it's right in the
Have,
concourse.
signal
It's right
over
in the
there.
concourse.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's right in the concourse. So if I jumped on the train right now, can I get StreamYard on my cell phone?
On your phone, yeah. I've done it many times from the phone. You want to go do it?
I'm just thinking it might be funny to do that. Watch, I'll go there and there'll be crickets. Actually, the store closes at 7:00, but there'll be a line, right? Wouldn't that be
Dude,
funny?
it's New York. It's not crickets. It's got people there. Especially that it's indoors. Nice and cozy. People can sit down on that marble, you know.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I have to work tomorrow, so I'm going to be out of commission, so I can't wait on the line. But afterwards, I'm out at 4:30. I'm thinking about meandering down, and I'll get a better take then.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get one. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll take an Earth, please, since no one wants that. Does anybody want the sun? We didn't talk about the sun at all, because nobody seems to want to talk about it.
There's the lines, guys.
Oh boy.
See that?
Oh shit.
This is from Jody on Just One More Watch.
Where is this?
Look, in where is he? He's in Sydney, I believe, right? Didn't he work in the Opera House?
Oh yes, he did.
Westfield, Sydney. So they have a Westfield Center, just like in
Westfield. God, they own them all, don't they? Westfield, they own it. It's everywhere.
There's another suffering spouse right there. Look.
No,
maybe she's genuine. No, she's in it, right? Okay,
she's in it.
Yeah,
they're right by Ermengilio Zenya, right?
And these guys are by Tag.
Tag, right?
They're all waiting for their Swatch.
She's having a kebab.
Where? Oh yeah,
she's having like a I don't know what that is. Looks like a taco.
Probably a breakfast sandwich. It's early morning there.
All right, breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, their weather is turning dull now, right? And our weather is getting better.
Right.
It's getting cooler there because they've got some.
This guy, he looks shady. This guy.
No, he doesn't. He's just into this shit. What does he have in his pocket? Like the biggest iPhone possible?
No, that's like a Huawei. Right. I mean, we live in a world that most people in the world don't have iPhones. They have these crazy brands from China that we've never ever had. Huawei, that thing is enormous. It's a 600 megapixel camera. There's the sun.
Now the sun is the only one with a sunburst dial.
Correct. Yeah.
And apparently it was the first one they came up with because they thought, well, there's the moon and the sun. That's what we can see from here clearly. So they started out with that, and then the whole idea was born apparently from there.
I mean,
I like it.
I like it. I think yellow is a tough color for a lot of people to pull off, especially when you're Irish. Just looks like you've got jaundice.
I know you need a bit of a tan or some sort of sallow complexion.
Like that would look gorgeous on Iman.
Yes,
it would look absolutely like yellow on black women is gorgeous. It's such a compliment to their beautiful skin tone. So yellow is like yellow for pasty bastards like us.
Doesn't really work, does it? I won't be a pasty bastard for long though. I'll tan like a Turk. Watch me.
Okay, well, you just walk outside your door and you could just get baked.
Yeah. I'll do it. I have time editing videos and more time on the Lido, on the beach in Lido.
Well,
sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I don't remember. I was too busy listening to you said Lido, and I went, what? It's like,
let me just check one thing that's very YouTubey. I don't ever do this crap, but this is what they all say because there's 1,000 people watching, or there were 1,000 5 seconds ago. How many upvotes do we have? 245. That's actually not bad. Did you notice that when you hit the like button, it has a little animation now? YouTube have upped their game. They have a little, like, the thumb moves and it has a little color that sparks out of it. Guys, give it a shot. Try it out. See if it works. See if you see the colors. That's my covert way of getting them to hit like. I'm not sure what advantage that gives me.
I just hit like and it didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen? Because I hit
No.
like the other day on a
Make it
live
happen.
stream, and it went boom like this.
Oh,
Are
on
you
the
in
stream
Chrome?
it happened.
No, on the thing, on the underneath
No.
the, where you hit like, it just went
Oh,
boom.
I'm old school, so I have Safari
jumped
on
up.
my other screen. I'll get rid of this.
Oh, that's your problem.
Okay,
You gotta
hold
be
on.
using
Yeah.
the Chrome.
Chrome's got
I'll
similar
die
to-
on that hill, by the way, with you. You can see all your recent stuff. Look, you're looking at 747s, heavy metal, the usual suspects.
Yeah. I watch planes. I do my Jeff Rolka voice warm-ups every morning. He's a great voice teacher.
So go to a video and hit like that you haven't, because you've already hit like there, I think.
Okay, so let's go to, where's this on? This is on.
Go to anything else. Yeah. Go to my Watchfinder video, the funniest video of 2022. Kind of.
Where is it?
Now hit like. Didn't do it. Yeah,
No,
dang it.
Wah, 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 wah.
Well, mine did a little animation. I was like, ooh, that's a nice way of getting people to hit like.
Maybe you
What
were
a
in
clever
beta.
thing.
You were in beta, maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
Get it.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the sun.
The sun. Yeah.
It's nice, but I think that's the last one I would get.
Is it the last one? Really? Yeah, I guess it would be because it's yellow. It's just not going to look
It's
good.
yellow. Maybe when I have the tan worked up. Maybe by mid-July, I'll be like, I'm ready for the sun.
Huh. Let me go back to the Swatch. Oh, Swatch. How many Swatch locations are there in Venice?
There's one.
Oh, just
This is
one.
Venice. We're in a bloody lagoon. How many do you think? The next one over is in Verona. The next one over is in Milan. I'm talking about boutiques here. I'm not talking about some place that happens to also sell Swatch. Should I add that to the stream?
Well, you can in a second.
There you go.
It's
actually gorgeous. Look at that dial because it's sunburst. It's actually gorgeous. That's a nice rendition of it there, or photo, or whatever that is.
And that's a real
now I get
sunburst.
Yeah, in the truest sense.
Sunburst.
Couldn't get any more literal.
No, you couldn't. I like it.
I like it too.
I like it. And there's look at that. Oh,
Watch that one be the only one available by the time I get there tomorrow.
I'll buy it.
We have two suns left. You want one? Sure.
Look at that. Look at that. Is really pretty. The juxtaposition of the yellow, the white, and the red. It's nice.
Here's a question. Is that Hesselite or is it Sapphire? I assume
it's Hesselite. It is.
And
do you see they put the S in there instead of the omega?
I saw that.
That's very cool.
They're looking at details here.
Yeah.
Swiss made, of course. It is Swiss made. All Swatch watches are Swiss made. Brendan.
Look at this. They had nice little. It's amazing how they had this all ready to go. It was going to launch on Friday, but there was a leak. So boom, they just let it all
They
out.
had to just jump on it. They did. Isn't that funny? That happened in the middle of Gringa's stream as well, which I thought was really funny.
I don't know if you guys were all watching that, but we all, and I know Oisin alluded to it earlier, but it was really historic having Brittany get the other queen on. It was terrific to watch the girl watch power in action, fangirling each other, which was great. I don't think either of them have ever been more charming. It was the chemistry was fantastic, and I hope they do some collabs because we could use a lot more of it. The fairer sex talking about the boys club, let's face it, this kind of stuff is mostly a boys' club, and when the fairer sex get involved, it can only be more fun. And I thought that they were just so charming and fun. It was so great. So happy for them. So happy for Brittany.
Yeah, it was great to see just the girls hang. Let me pull up my screen for a moment here. I'm gone over to Omega itself. Look, it wants to know if I want to visit Omega Italy because I went to omega.com, of course.
Yeah.
OmegaWatches.com. Who knows who owns omega.com?
Right.
They're obviously not budging. Discover more. Here we go. This is less elaborate, their thing, which of course I guess it should be because it's not an Omega watch.
Nope. Bioceramic. Rawr. That picture, when I saw that picture, I went, oh shit.
Why?
Because there's the real one, and there's one that looks really cool too. I mean, imagine if they made that version in a real Speedy. There would be all the Ultraman nerds after that, you know. They could call it the what's a big Space 1999 edition, you know, with a 321 in it. Imagine people go nuts.
Yeah.
But it's a plastic $260 with a Velcro. I mean, I love that it's got the, you know, Buzz Aldrin-y strap on it. It's really a sexy ass strap. It really is. It's great. I like their logo too. Yeah, it's cool. Looks religious.
Futuristic. It's what's that film you were mentioning recently? Logan's Run, was it?
Logan's Run, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of futuristic. Yeah. Now this is cool. I love these renders here or photos or whatever they are. First of all, we're seeing the Hesselite distortion happening.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh la la. And also we're seeing this texture. Look at that sexy texture there. That's nice.
Oh, look, a dot over 90.
Yeah. Incredible.
Wah, 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 wah.
Shit, there'll be a dot over 90 on my eggs at breakfast.
Yeah.
Next. There'll be dot over 90 everywhere.
Yeah, that whole thing that ship has sailed.
Now that
is some high-res photography.
But look, the texture, you're gonna finger this watch a lot.
You're gonna what?
Yeah. Poke and prod. You'll thumb it.
Right.
They didn't go for 220 though. Look, they didn't. Why not throw that in? Like while you're at it, do a 220 instead of a 225, right? Which is another weird feature on some of the Speedies. I think that's really nice. There's some distortion happening there from the Hesselite.
Yeah, that looks great. Super great.
And on the black Velcro, so it's not going to get all filthy looking.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's as much as they do. Look, it's just, we partnered with Swatch.
Our parent company, because they made us.
They put a gun to our head and said, what do you know, we can do this the easy way, the hard way.
I mean, Nick seemed crazy over the moon about the collaboration because he probably saw the dollar signs. You know, he probably knew that this was going to be a massive marketing triumph. And he wears the sun. Nick, the owner of Swatch. I mean, let's face it. And somebody made a very good point. In a very profound way, Omega owes their life to Swatch because they were going out of business and Swatch saved them.
So maybe they owe this to them.
They owe them something because, I mean, the quartz crisis was about to officially destroy Omega. They were bankrupt. They were finished. So, you know, it's just a little tip of the hat. It's going to be a very successful thing for both. Swatch is going to sell a lot of things. Omega is going to have a higher profile. It's like they're getting their day in the, excuse the pun, in the sun. Because now Rolex. Now everybody's going to be saying Omega. I want the
everybody's been saying Omega. In fairness, this is very well played on their part. I know the leak came out early, but still, we've been all talking about Omega for the past 2 weeks, haven't we? It's like I almost forgot about all the other stuff that's coming next week. Well
Right.
played, guys. Like, you completely dragged attention away from the huge thing that's happening next week.
Rolex is going to have to come out with like the silver dragon. They're going to have to come out with something so monumental that's going to blow people's minds, because Omega
I
came
love
out with their
that.
great stuff. Their great stuff. And then they came out with this, which completely pulled the carpet out of their earlier announcements. It didn't it? This is the big news.
Yes. Josh,
This is
no, I
the-
did not have to buy extra links. I've got the same size wrist, man. Actually, mine's a little bit bigger. And no problem on the Milgauss.
Did you use all the links though? Do you use all of them?
Yes, I normally use all the links except on a Sea Dweller. And I can get away on a GMT with removing one link if it's set for the largest setting on the clasp. That's normally what happens. Here's Anne Chen for coffee and breakfast sandwich. Thank you so much, Anne. Anne is actually sick at the moment. She came back from the London Watch Show with Omicron.
No.
And many others did, guys.
How are you feeling? Send us a message about how you're currently feeling and how it's affecting you.
She's got a sore throat and a runny nose and a little bit of cough, and she lost her taste earlier. A lot of people got it at the show, guys. Listen, I don't want to be that pain in the tits or anything, but it's one of the reasons I didn't go back. It really is. I mean, fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times. They literally don't care about it over there. It's crazy. And everyone's getting it. It's just like a thing, you know. Oh, do you have COVID? All right, let's go to the COVID bar. You know, they've completely they walk all over it. Fair dues to them. Unstoppable nation. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not holed up in a hotel room right now with positive tests all along the bed, waiting for a negative one to happen so I can get on a plane to go home.
Ugh.
Not to bring the tone down. I hope you're okay, Anne.
I took a test yesterday because my mom's been feeling a little under the weather, so she's getting some tests done. So I was in the hospital, and I'm super vaccinated up the wazoo, but they made me take one, which I thought was really weird, because apparently Long Island is a very I had to go to Long Island. I don't live in Long Island. Let me just set that record straight. Apparently Long Island's had a couple of spikes because they're not a lot of people. They're not a high percentage of people taking care of the situation out there. So it's kind of like
a lot of spikes happening across the country. Actually, I was watching NBC News earlier. By the way, there's those lines you were talking about in the subdial.
Oh, they do have them. Okay, yeah, you can see them. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's a lot of detail, man.
Like, now, if I had that watch, because of those little rocket-shaped hands,
yeah,
I would run the chrono all the time. I don't run the chrono all the time on mine. Why would I? You know, I used to. When you first get a Speedy, you run the chrono because you want to see that hand. I did too,
and I don't anymore.
Yeah. I'm just like, I got over it now. It's okay. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
But I would run the chrono all the time because I'd want to see the little rockets point in different directions. How childish is that?
Yeah. Boys like that stuff.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
I wonder what the materials are for the hands. Like, are they made out of the same kind of materials?
That's a good question, because
like, do these have that?
Looks like
it looks the same. Like, you know how the Mega Speedmaster hands are very powdery looking. The way,
dude, this one doesn't have the little circle. Doesn't have the lines, little circles. Look.
Oh, it doesn't. No.
The Uranus.
Yeah.
I like that there are disparities like that between the models. There's not just one stamp, some machine just churning them out. Right. They've got at least 11 or 10. How many models in total? 11?
11 total.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why there's the whole group of people like Trekkies. They're called Swatchers. And that's why, because there's so much, they can buy 3 or 4 versions of the same watch that have small different things, and they're so collectible. Does that have it? Your Jupiter?
I can't get in close enough.
Let me see if I can find one of those.
Yeah. The more I look at this, though, the more I want it.
Yeah. Jupiter. Where's Jupiter?
So it's being quartz, so there's no winding position clearly. What is it? Just one position, then to set the time, and that's that.
Obviously, yeah.
Isn't it funny that ironically this is the most accurate Speedmaster made to date? It's gonna be plus 2 seconds every 4 months, not every
plus
day.
2 seconds every year.
You'd be surprised quartz movements aren't as amazing as you might think. I mean, the high-end quartzes are, but still, if you've got a Swatch, MoonSwatch, you can boast that. At least you can say mine's more accurate than yours. Don't you have to reset yours? How many days has it been?
See if I can get a nice one of that. Jupiter. Yeah, I don't know why that one doesn't. Nobody's done enough photographs of this one. Huh.
Think of this weekend now. I mean, clearly, if I get one or two, I will. I mean, I'll buy two if there are two available. I'll buy them. But I'm gonna take a lot of shots, man.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of photos. Think of the photos. Instagram's just gonna explode.
So where does one find that kind of stuff on Instagram? You have to just subscribe or follow all the watch folks? Because
you accumulate it. I can't tell you a quick way to it. You accumulate. You start friending other watch aficionados and fans and actual watch brands and so on, and you follow them, and then next thing your feed is just horology porn everywhere.
Well, the main reason why I'm not a big fan of Instagram is that because I hadn't used it to any kind of great length. One day I saw on my Facebook page that my friend Olga Kurashenko just liked some bag. And I'm like, who's Olga Kurashenko? And it said, your friend you follow her on Instagram.
Oh, you got hacked. You got hacked. Okay.
Yeah, I had about 1,500 Eastern European prostitutes on my page. They changed my email address and my password. And it was like a nonstop Eastern European whorehouse. And it took me the better part of a week to get that cleared up. Okay, a lot of people can't recover it. I mean, I was just like, oh, God.
Okay, so that would turn you off it forever. Anyway, you should get on there and it can be fun. It can be useful. Look, whether you like it or not, it's what all the cool kids are doing. So it's either be part of the planet or step off the planet. A lot of my viewers don't use Instagram at all. And then I don't put out a video for weeks, and they're like, "Where are you? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you were on Instagram, you'd know I'm fine. I just posted a speedy pic because it's Tuesday." You know, I get mad at them. Well, I don't like technology. I go, well, then what are you doing? Like looking at my YouTube videos. I don't have any social media. Oh, good for you. You're amazing.
I mean, I don't even look at Facebook anymore. I mean, you think about
Facebook has just lost its flavor. It used to be great, but it's just.
I mean, that was the first thing I would do in the morning was instead of go to the news, I would go to my Facebook page, look to see what's going on. Now I almost never say anything, anything.
Even now, Instagram is the old shit. The kids are looking away from Instagram.
What's the hot thing? Telegram?
No, it's TikTok and all that crap.
Oh, but isn't Telegram the new international thing?
Oh, Telegram is a really good way of communicating covertly and things like that. That's all I know about it.
Oh, covertly.
Telegram can't be monitored by. I mean, I'm sure there are people who know more about Telegram. I'm not a good spokesperson for Telegram. I'm giving you a very vague, distant view.
I like how it's called Telegram. We should come out with like iFax or iTelex. Telex. Does anybody know what a telex is? Put it in the comments. Did you ever, when you were with the band, did you ever have to wait for a fax?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Because whenever you were dealing with like record companies or lawyers, you'd all be sitting around in a room with your lawyer or whatever, waiting for the fax.
They can send a full letter in less than 3 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. That's so unbelievable. Why don't you send it by wireless?
Roy B, I thought Dirk had hair like Usheen's. And he put a fada in. Look. Usheen has the full fada on the second eye.
Oh, look at that.
He knows how to spell my name absolutely correctly. I don't even spell it that well.
I have hair like a Chinese girl. It's pinned straight. I'm not. I got my hair.
Mine's a Brillo pad.
Yeah. My hair
so, guys,
is down to my ass right now.
We need to talk about eye bashers. Do you want to put the link in again, Dirk? Just so everyone can click over. So these live streams are gonna be on the eye bashers. We are the eye bashers. We bash people in a nice way. Sometimes.
We bash the conversation.
Yeah, we bash it all out. Yeah. And we bash things that we don't. To bash is to, isn't it? Am I wrong?
To bash is to debate. We're bashing about.
Right. Yeah. Bashing about. Yeah. And that is the new stream channel. We will talk watches, but we'll also talk other crap. So if you enjoy when we go on about whatever else, you'll love it. And we'll do it late and we'll do it drunk. and we'll do it fun and we'll have people on like the old eye bashers. We had a prostitute on. We did movie producers on. Well, we had that girl Kylie. Remember her?
Yeah. Oh God, very well. Steve brought her about. Our good friend Steve.
No, I brought her.
Oh, you brought her?
Steve, I brought her.
Oh, and Steve just paid for it.
No, Steve came. Steve is the movie producer. He's now a much bigger movie producer. He came along and did it too because he was hilarious. And the two of them hooked up after the show. They hit it off so well at my kitchen table where we used to do the whole thing. Ironically, I'm at my kitchen table right now. Look at that.
Did she give him a discount?
I think she was thinking he'll cast me in his next movie. Tim wants to know about Chloe. Maybe I'll have her on. You never know. I bashers subscribe. Look at that. Daz and Joanne. Thank you, guys. Subscribe to the eye bashers, guys. That's where all the real fun is going to be. That's where shit will get dark and we'll have some wild people in. We'll have guests in, and we'll push things to the limit, We'll have people like Brittany in from Watch Gringa and not talk about watches and see how far we can push her to talk about other stuff.
Well, she could talk about she's like big in the church and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. We can find out all about that stuff.
I mean, I find that all really fascinating. I find people's devotions a fascinating thing because of my lack of them. I was just talking to a good friend this morning who is on vacation. Good friend, Giselle, Mary Ryan. And she went to a Greek Orthodox church because I had told her when I was in Athens that I stumbled upon a mass in Greece and it was the most magical thing I'd ever seen. I can see how that appeals to people. The theater, the candles, the music. It was fascinating. So, yeah, I'd like to know more about Brittany's world.
Yeah. And if she felt like divulging, eye bashers would be the place to do it.
Yeah.
So get on there, guys. Look at that. Epster, 69 bashies already.
Well, all right.
Thank you, Epster, for that. They're bashies.
Yeah.
We are the bashies.
That's the link. I hope that link works. Because somebody said it didn't earlier.
Oh, it didn't?
I just cut and pasted it. It should go. Right. Yeah. But that's gonna be where you can come on and say whatever you want. to us because we could take it, but can you? That's the question.
Right.
Can you take it? Because we're going to let you say all the things you want to say. Is that funny?
You're appearing and reappearing.
I don't know. It didn't do that until now. Isn't that weird? Because my mic moved. It's all about like I feel like Anton LaVey, right? Ready?
You're appearing.
Yeah.
Let me get you right. Is that you? How do I solo you? There you are. Let's see it.
Blessed be. I don't know why it decided to do that all of a sudden. It was fine all night because I don't have a proper green screen. I'm just goofing around with the StreamYard. But if I just stay put, it'll be fine. Yeah. So come on over to the iBashers and tell us what you think. And you can say whatever you want. There'll be watches, there'll be girls, there'll be cars, there'll be dudes, there'll be Hollywood, there'll be everything. We
often get onto sex, right? We talk about sex a lot, right?
Yeah, because we
sexuality
have
and definitely during lockdown.
I mean,
tumbleweeds.
Well, I'd rather have a gorgeous cup of tea and a sandwich at this point in my life, like a fantastic sandwich.
That's for after. That's for after. It's the perfect woman.
It's in lieu.
Perfect woman has sex all night and then just magically turns into a pizza and a guitar.
In your case, she turns into a steak. We've got 126 subscribers now. You guys rule.
Bashies.
Keep on.
You're the bashies. The bashies.
Come on over because we'll do some surprise things because oftentimes Ush and I'll be having a conversation over a bottle of wine, and what we'll just do is we'll just say, let's hit Bashers, and we'll just go live. Because sometimes our conversations were like, shit, this should have been on the iBashers.
The greatest conversations we've ever had, Dirk, were just on the phone cooking dinner, and I've gotten off the phone going, why didn't I record that? There was gold in there that should be documented for the rest of time.
There was probably people would hate us though.
We'd be cancelled in 5 seconds. Oh my god!
I don't think we're the type of people that you can cancel. I mean, what is everybody's opinion about Armie Hammer? What's your opinion of Armie Hammer?
Well, he got into trouble. He got into trouble because he's into eating flesh, right?
Okay, so he said, listen, I kind of think it got blown out of proportion because guys say really stupid stuff in the throes of whatever.
Right.
Everybody does. No one should ever have a recording device when they're in the act, because if you ever hear your neighbor, you're the king, or, this embarrassing things that people say when they're having sex. Now, this guy said that he wanted to eat her, which could go many different ways. But then he became a cannibal. He said, I'm a full-on cannibal. But that could mean a lot of things. He hasn't actually physically eaten somebody. Some girl said that they were doing knife play, which I didn't know. I had to look that up. I didn't know what that was.
What is that? What is that?
It's obviously when it's some kind of form of sadomasochism where you've got a knife and you're like people who are into branding. People are into, I'm not going to say it's strange, but I knew a guy that was into branding and has a brand, got branded by his lover, like You're Mine. So
kind of what a wedding ring is, isn't it? But you could take it off with enough soap, water. You could take it off.
Far more painful. Armie Hammer is the most overrated actor. I think he's a terrific actor, and I just saw Call Me by Your Name, and I couldn't believe how good he was in it, and I liked him in the remake of Rebecca, which I didn't think. I think, have we not gone too far? That's for an iBashers episode, but that's the kind of stuff we'll get into. We'll get into more of that milieu as opposed to Quartz versus a 3-2-1.
Quartz is more accurate.
Or column
3-2-1 is more sexy.
Well, 3-2-1 is it the sexiest movement ever made?
the 321 probably. I
think
mean,
it's the
apart from those high end Langes and
sure.
all of that shit, yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Brian says it should be Banshees. That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
you just coined it, the Banshees.
I think it was coined already. Bashies.
Yeah.
We're the bashers and they're the bashies. They've been bashed. No?
He wants to be a banshee, loud. Well, be as loud as you want. Okay, now who is this? Okay. Bestcams.fun, hot girls and boys video chat. Who are those people? Do you not see it in the chats?
No. Can you block those? I'm looking at the chats on StreamYard. Can you block those? You have the power.
I'm looking at it on StreamYard.
Oh, you're looking at it on StreamYard. Where are they?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Well, do your thing there, please. Don't attract attention to them. Just click on it and get rid of them.
Okay. I actually don't know how to I do.
Figure it out.
I got it.
There you go.
Got it. Yay. Got it. And they're gone.
Bye.
Skinny. Yeah.
Mark Bowman, we've subscribed. Awesome, Mark. Thank you.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're just gonna move it all over there. It's gonna be a party, man. It's gonna be a party.
It's a party, and then we'll
dare the other watch people to come over. I'll dare like Paul Thorpe to come over. Because Paul's like, he's a brave boy and he knows that there's a lot of people who want to ask him a lot of tough questions and stuff.
This will be the place to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no rules, man. There's no rules. There's no editing.
But it won't be like silly like Archie. Like, I love Archie. We love him. He's the pontiff. All the respect in the world. Yeah. But I think we'll keep things a little. It can get a little stale over there sometimes for Archie, and it just becomes
Well, when you have the same guests, the thing is, kids, is that as the Banshees. Yeah, we'll change up the guests. And you know what? If we'll invite people on when they've got enough to say, we'll enjoy. We'd love to have some input in there as well. And somebody just asked about swag. We've got an artist who's going to work on some stuff, so maybe some hoodies and some t-shirts too.
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
Mind you, I better do it for Titus Watch channel first. I have to do the Lenny for president, and I have to do Palm Fronds. Oh, yeah. I'm so behind. I have to do it all. What's this guy saying? Tobester McDonkey. Okay.
We know him.
Okay. Behind a Panaristi, you need a Luminor 44. I know, man. I need more Panerai in my life.
I just was wondering why. I figured out why my stand was moving. Because I moved it earlier. That's why it got all stupid. I'm going to get a green screen. I'm going to order it today.
Yeah, the big round one that sits on the chair.
Oh, is that?
There are ones that strap to the back of your chair. So even if you have a swivel chair, you'll always be perfectly green screened. Green screen is a fine art. If you're on Instagram, you'd know that. There are guys who go abseiling and stuff with a green screen, and they're in a conference, like their business. And you just see them, like the background is like a library or their home office, but actually they're surfing or they're doing something wild.
Do you know who does that? Do you know who does that? Rick Beato does that.
Oh, he does?
When he's sitting in his studio, he's not always really in his studio. Sometimes that's a green screen.
Fair enough.
And I didn't notice it, and then I went, "Oh shit, you're right! Wow."
Let's have a look at the Mercury. Yeah, let's look at the Mercury.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up right now. Back to Swatch. That's probably the nicest one, right?
That and got 162 subscribers over at
not bad.
And a bunch of comments too.
760 watching, and most of them just didn't bother their asses going over.
Come on, everybody go over there, because at one point we should
just stop talking until they do.
Okay, it's going to be a protest.
Silence.
There'll be drinking and people having a party.
Yeah, all my viewers enjoy a nice drink.
And what we'll do is we'll have like a.
What are you guys drinking tonight? By the way, it's Friday night. What are you guys having? I was having some Barolo. I'm still having a little.
I'm having a coffee because I'm off the drink for a while.
Yeah, you have a show next week.
Yeah. So I gotta
Now,
be.
can I not zoom in on this because it's a graphic of some sort? Oh, there I can. See,
There you go.
now
Yeah.
I can. Now, does this have the lines?
Ooh, that's a good question. Doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
It doesn't. It doesn't, man.
No.
It doesn't have them. It's got plain kind of gravelly look off it. I love it though. I
So
love
do
the
I.
slight
It's my favorite.
greenness, and I love that contrast with the deep gray.
Oh, it's like a metal flake. What would you call that? A Velcro NATO? I guess it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a NATO because it doesn't go around the back.
It's not a NATO, sorry.
Yeah.
It's it's just a Velcro strap.
Yeah. I think that's very sexy. It's just like Buzz Aldrin had.
Yeah. Again, the straps are like half of it for me. I feel like that's what
Yeah.
I can't zoom out now because this is a pan thing. Let me see. I can do it from here. Oh, there's Mercury. Isn't she beautiful? It looks like a fucking TV gone wrong.
Yeah, it's just a dead rock.
Yeah. It was just exposed to that heat constantly. It's just battered.
It sucks. Are you obsessed with Proxima B like I am? I'm obsessed with it.
Are you?
Yeah. So like Proxima B is like the closest exoplanet to Earth, and it revolves around Proxima Centauri, which is a red dwarf, which means it's like super for radiation explosions.
Okay. Yeah.
God, what were you gonna say?
I'll go.
Everybody's like, oh, is there life there? Because the habitable zone is going to be so much closer because it's such a dim star. But that thing is going to be baked to fuck. We're going to find out it's deader than Mercury, if that's possible.
Most planets are either cold as fuck or baked as fuck.
Yeah.
It's all about perfect distance, perfect gravitational spin and force and radiation.
They're all eyeball planets. They're like, oh, it's an eyeball planet. I'm like, oh, God.
You know me, I'm a unique Earth guy. You know that, right? I don't think we're surrounded by aliens at all. I think it's an empty universe mostly.
Mostly, but you think that there is somewhere. I mean, there has to be. The numbers just dictate that there has to be.
I don't know.
I mean,
we don't know. We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
We don't
until we have one example of life elsewhere in the universe, even single cellular. We don't know that yet. That's just that's conjecture. Ray subscribed. Cool, Ray. We'll see you over there. That's really for you, man. Fucking Eyebashers is totally up your alley, dude. You'll have a laugh over there. We'll get nuts.
Yeah, it might get sloppy, guys, but that's okay.
Sometimes it might, yeah. I might have to review it the next day and go, shit, I better take this down before we get in trouble.
Right. So if you wind up showing up on the stream with your prostitute girlfriend and you don't want your wife, just send him a bell and he'll just pull it down.
Maybe we should do it like that. We should just have them live and then they're deleted. But people will record them anyway as proof.
Oh, yeah. You can't do anything on the internet without it being documented. Somebody somewhere is recording everything. I want to see. I'm going to go on eBay right now and see MoonSwatch. Let's see.
You're right about that bracelet there, the Velcro there. It's all shiny.
Yeah.
It's kind of metallic looking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Look at this. It's so stupid. Oh, look at that. I think it looks great. The pushers look plasticky, though.
What are you looking at?
I'll show you right now.
You share it?
Yeah.
Care to share?
I do care to share. Let me blow this up.
Is this what they're playing? Oh, look at this. Is somebody selling a full box? Nah, they're not. This is just nonsense.
Yeah.
Apple Plus, brother.
Yeah. There you go. On the wrong screen.
On the wrong. So you got to address
Apple Plus. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Sorry, yeah. Command Plus. The Apple Plus is the old way.
Yeah.
brand new. Look, $850. He doesn't even have it.
He doesn't have it.
Meanwhile, they make the sale, then they see if they can get it. If they don't get it, okay, they just return the money.
They don't do buy it now, though. They can't, right?
Yeah, you can buy it right now. Look,
How
buy
about
it now.
this? How about this?
Yeah, the full set. But that
Full
doesn't mean
set.
he has it.
He doesn't have shit.
No.
There's the Mercury, new in the box. Mercury in
660.
a box. It's a Mercury in a box, girl.
This guy wants $2,000. Come on. Come on. Get real.
I'm surprised nobody said rare. Oh, there's Neptune.
Yeah. Next day air.
Here's an interesting question. How fast is it going to take China to knock these off?
5 seconds.
Right? They're already making them.
Yeah.
Huh. 1,500 for the Tiffany, of course.
Yeah, it's already going for loads. Mind you, it looks like the Mercury is the one. A lot of people. Yeah, I know. Shit.
That's my girl right there.
Yeah.
That's the one I want most.
Because it looks like the real deal. You kind of you feel like you have a Speedy on your wrist, maybe a very light one.
I mean, the Moon one is exact. I mean, it's nuts. Wow. And there's Poor Earth, but it's $1,275.
Jason Dalton says there's 23 bids on the Uranus, the 3100 Great British
I
Pounds.
bet there is.
Was that a cheap joke?
Yeah, it was a cheap joke because you said Uranus.
Yeah.
1,500 for your Jupiter. Okay. Well, this is all bullshit, kids, and do not, under any circumstances, go for any of these.
Please don't do that. Unless you really need it for Sunday. You know, you have a funeral to go to, and you just feel like that Mercury is gonna
light everyone up at the service.
Yeah. Like if you really need it for this week and you won't be able to sleep until you have it, then okay, and you've got loads of money, you don't care. Fine. You know what? You're free to do whatever you want. Life is short. The best of British luck to you.
The best of British luck.
I don't know.
He's got
These things are they won't be able to give them away in a few months. They're going to be all over the place. Pieces of plastic, like every other Swatch watch. They just look like a famous watch. They look like this. It's time for a slight close up of my delicious.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can make.
You need to get a special light there for when you're showing off your watches.
Yeah, my camera refuses to focus on it because it goes, there's no facial features. It'll probably work with the Saturn. It'll think it's a face because of the smile. No, it won't work. Well, now it's following the watch. Look at this thing. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Isn't she lovely? Now back to the face recognition. Come on, figure it out.
Figure it out, mate.
Is it figuring it? No, it's trying to evaluate. Right, while it does that.
Nobody's got an unboxing video yet. That hasn't happened, huh?
Well, because no one has one.
I mean, surely they have them in Australia now.
Tomorrow, well, in a couple of hours, yeah, you're going to start seeing stuff. Jody will probably be the first. Just one more watch will probably be the first because of his geographical position. And that kind of fits in with the whole vibe, doesn't it?
Yes, I guess it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. You going to share a screen?
I'm going to.
No.
I saw this video earlier today where this guy's got a box, so I'm just going to show you that. I get it.
Sure.
They're not great shots of the box, but you get an idea of what it looks like. So yeah.
I'm gonna add you. There, you're added.
Yeah.
You can full screen that if you feel like it. Or we can look at all your tabs, and
Yeah.
I would full screen it before I zoomed.
Boom.
Computer lessons. See there on the bottom of the video, the little square on the bottom of right, all the way to the right.
Oh, this guy. Okay.
That right.
I don't know how to use Chrome at all. I don't know how to use Chrome. I'm a Safari dude, but I could take your computer apart and put it back together again.
Never mind the full screen thing. Anyway, gorgeous. Yeah. So that's the box. That's a cool looking box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like a. Oh, look at that. That's him on the wrist. Nice.
We can't really see that, man. Look at what we're seeing.
Oh, okay.
Here we go with the technical problems again.
No.
Here, do you want me to do it? I'll do it.
Yeah, you do it.
He's all cropped to fuck and stuff. So what's the name of this? Omega X Swatch MoonSwatch hands on. Sorry, folks. We're still in 90s here. YouTube. When would you wear a red watch like that?
I don't think I ever would wear. I don't think I would ever wear.
What's the name of that channel? Make it easy for me. You take off your channel you're looking at right now.
I got rid of them.
You got rid of them.
I got rid of them because it's too complicated because I don't know any of the key commands for Chrome at all. Because there's so many pop-ups. I keep getting all kinds of, do you want to add this to your, your location? I don't know where the security is on that. Not a big fan of that thing. I know that
Looky me.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I'll let you off the hook. Okay, watch me do a full screen. It's magic. It's not doing it though. Hello? There you go. There you go. So it was up the other end of it, right?
Yeah. There's the box.
There's the Velcro. Look at the strap. Boom. I like that. I like a significant strap. Is that just me? And that's the cool box. Okay. Look at that. It has Speedmaster written all over the thing.
Yeah, it's very sexy.
It's very branded.
Now, you know about this pile of journalists that they flew to Switzerland. And Waco was one of them, and this guy was one of them too. And they have stories about they had no idea what it was for. There's an interview with this guy.
I can't look at a chronograph hand do that, by the way.
Oh,
tick, tick. That's just so not. Okay, let's see this thing move. They're going to show it?
Probably not. I don't know if I would have gone for the silver screw there.
I don't mind the seconds hand at 6 o'clock ticking, but that chrono, it's like those Mecha Quartz movement watches where they have a mechanical chrono powered by a quartz underbelly, which is fine. There was a little bit of loom. See that? He didn't show it for long, and it was just over in the corner. No, where's it gone? Yeah, there. Just snuck it in there. Sneaky little bastard. Look at that.
Barely can see it.
Is that all we're going to see with the loom, fellas? Okay, so when I get one of these, I'm just going to do loom shots.
That's what you should
Wild do. Loom shots for everyone.
Loom.
We're at 2 hours and 9. We'll wrap it up in about 10 minutes, guys.
There are no loom shots at all.
Should we do iBasher's inauguration after this? Or not?
I think we should do it next week, since everybody knows all about it. Next week, I can have a drink.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. You need a drink for it.
Yeah.
250 Swiss francs. You're right. It's roughly the same value as $1. I wasn't aware of that.
I just learned that recently. That it was almost the same. I mean, Swiss money. They've got enough of it, but it's funny. Switzerland is a really interesting beast when you think about it.
Certainly is. All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up then.
Yeah.
We had over 1,000 watching. Isn't that nuts?
That's nuts. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for all the subscriptions to iBashers. We're going to come your way. And
yeah, come over to
make it what
iBashers,
you want.
guys. Send them the link there again one more time. Just for all the folks who are away from their computer at that moment. Stick it in the comments there. There's the link to the iBashers, the new channel where we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
That hooker had a great Rolex.
The hooker stole my Rolex.
Oh.
She got me so drunk, and in the morning she was gone with the Rolex. I was watching that film Windfall last night.
Is it any good?
It's good. I enjoyed it. But he goes and steals a ton of stuff in the house, and one of them is a day date. A 36. It looks like a 36 mil on that guy, Jason Segel. He's a big fella. Could be a 41, but it's more than likely a 36. But it's sparkly on his wrist through the whole thing. He's not dressed that well, so the watch looks kind of wrong on him.
Sure.
Which is the whole point. He's robbing from this internet mogul.
And this is all about Uber, right?
No, it's called Windfall, and it's about a robbery.
Oh, I thought the Windfall was about.
It's a psychological thriller.
Oh, okay. So it's
and you know who's in it? Phil Collins' daughter. You know that girl.
She's everywhere.
Emily in Paris or whatever. She is really good in this film. She's the best actor in the film.
She is maybe the most annoying human being on that show because
because that show is annoying. That show is annoying.
Insipid, vapid little.
There's a good question. What's the schedule on iBashers? It's more like what's the schedule on Timeless Watch Channel, because me and Dirk are going to migrate over to iBashers. So what you're watching now is kind of the beginning of iBashers. So it'll probably be Friday nights or Saturday nights. Definitely drinking nights, not school nights. And then I'll do a thing by myself, a live thing where I just, go off like I did in the first half an hour of this one by myself, and it'll be watch related for the Timeless Watch Channel only. How about that?
Yes. That's to keep up the good reputation of the Timeless Watch Channel.
Yeah, we don't want to tarnish. I probably have already, though, plenty. Paul Stevens, thanks, man. I guess people can continue watching the thing. Maybe that's why we lost some people. They went over to the other and they're just watching it now on the other.
Oh, I guess that could be true.
Yeah. Are there people watching on the other side?
I'm going to go right now and take a look.
Liked and subbed Michael Paris. Cool name, man.
39 people are watching.
Okay, fair enough.
But now my question is, since we're streaming simultaneously, we still get to see all their chitty chat on StreamYard, right?
I don't know. What do you mean, for both channels?
Yeah.
No, I doubt it.
How is that possible? Aren't you dual streaming?
I am dual streaming.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
I think we've come to the end. Thank you for watching, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone.
New episodes coming soon. I'm going to do a Milgauss unboxing. If anybody wants to buy a nice Rolex or Tudor or something, hit me up. Give me a DM on Instagram or at the Timeless Watch channel at gmail.com, because I have some watches. I've got too many watches. I need to sell a few. That's all. There's no conspiracy behind it. There's no weirdness. It's just like I need to shift some stuff. 6 Submariners is too much for anyone. I don't need that.
What is it? You have to get rid of last year's fashions. You have to get ready for the new couture. This year, you got Watches and Wonders, new models. So out with the old.
Once I get my gold one back from Rolex from the service, I don't think I'll wear any other sub after that. I think I'll just be wearing the gold one all the time. I'll turn into a hotel owner or pimp or something like that with the gold watch.
What a word. You get a grill while you're at it.
Oh yeah,
Like Madonna.
get the gold teeth, right?
Because nothing looks better on a 70-year-old broad than a grill.
This is
now,
true.
while you're at it, have a new ass installed.
Is that what she got?
She's had a brand new ass for like 3 years, and it's outrageously enormous. She was trying to be like one of the Kardashians, and she just looks like Mae West. I used to say she's headed towards Mae West, but she's gone so much further than that. Mae West always retained a bit of humor, which is something I don't think Madonna could ever be accused of, is having a sense of humor.
No.
She takes herself very seriously. You know.
I saw a thing recently. What's the guy? You know, Penn and Teller. You know, the magicians / comedians. Which is the one that speaks? There's one doesn't.
Penn Jillette speaks.
Penn Jillette.
The
so
big guy.
I saw him on Joe Rogan. It was an old clip, but he was talking about. He was on the what's the show that Trump was on that made him really famous? The Apprentice. And he was one of those guys. So he was in close proximity to Trump for 3 months solid. And he found him very fascinating because he finds people who constantly talk about themselves kind of fascinating. He found it, you know, from a scientific point of view.
Sure, ego.
Ego, but also slightly Tourette's.
Yeah,
like he's a fan of Lenny Bruce. How Lenny Bruce would do shows just talking and, you know, constant chatting. Well, they said
do you find Lenny Bruce revolutionary and funny? I don't at all.
Well, he was, and then he kind of lost it, and he got paranoid about what people were saying about him. So he compared him to Lenny Bruce in that way. Because like, oh, they said this about me, and they said that. He said that they go in and do the show and sit there, and half an hour they'd have to listen to this guy go on. Going, oh, they said this about me on some channel. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Anyway, he said two things that deeply disturbed me. He said he never saw him genuinely laugh at something funny. He saw the laugh like the bully laugh, like, ha ha, I made you do it, kind of that laugh, but never a laugh, like a real laugh, like me and you laugh, right? And he also never expressed any interest or love for music.
Oh, that's
and
weird.
I just found that terrifying. Because people without music in their life, I remember that Kendra too, the ex-model, the big famous model that I was with for a while, she told me about some dude that she dated briefly and went to his house one time and was looking for the stereo player, was looking for the records and the CDs, and there weren't any. And she realized that the guy had no music in his life. That he didn't have a favorite band. He didn't have anything that really inspired him. And she was just like, oh my God, I can't be with a person who doesn't know the beauty of music.
That's a weird thing. Whenever you meet somebody and, you know, because I grill a lot of people, and when they say, oh, I'm not really into music. I'm like, well, what does that mean exactly? I'm not really into. I'm like, what's your favorite band or artist? Like, oh, I don't have one. I guess whatever's on the radio. I find that fascinating because but you know, we're in a different world. We can't live without music. I guess people can.
Well, we're musicians and it's deep for us, but most people have at least their favorite record. Most people who never picked up an instrument, they have their favorite band, their favorite song. They break up with their girlfriend or their boyfriend and they listen to the song over and over again. They go on, you know, they're driving to work in the morning. They put on the radio to listen to music, or they have their favorite CDs they put on. Music is a nourishing part of life. Like, to not have music in your life is like, to me, it's like not having air or food, or it's one of those things. Anyway, I just found that to be very interesting commentary. And it never occurred to me, you never see the dude laugh. Like genuinely laugh.
What's the last record you just listened to? What's the last thing you listened to?
The new Lord album. It was really fucking God.
Oh,
There's so many really good melodies on there. It's like annoying. It's like, whoa, she can really write a good melody. And I revisited a band that I loved for years and years in New York, Interpol. I went
know
back
you
to
like
their
Interpol.
Bright Lights record, and I was like, whoa, it's so, whoa, love it. Love it. What about you?
I was on the subway of the Long Island Railroad, and was walking past the kiosk, and I heard a melody that sounded like a ripoff of an Air Supply song. So I went on iTunes and I listened to an entire Air Supply record, and I was like, "How come these guys don't? They get so roughed up by people. It's freaking incredible records."
By the way,
Incredible.
Michael Parr says Aerosmith on the radio. That's a band I can't stand.
It's a band I don't really give a shit about. I mean, I get it. I get why people love them. I've seen them, and they were really good live. It's just not my kind of rock, and I'm in that more of that world. I don't like raunchy rock and roll. It's not my thing. But Aerosmith, I get it.
Dude Looks Like a Lady was on in a cafe around the corner the other day, and I had to get out of the cafe as soon, because it's the art of repetition.
Yeah.
If we repeat the same little stupid line 400 times, they'll remember it. I'm like, please stop. Yeah. Anyway, Interpol were amazing. Are they broken up, Justin? Maybe they're broken up now. Odd fellas. Great New York band, man. Russell. We got some Interpol fans, man.
Interpol's from New York?
Well, yeah, I don't know if every member, you know how New York is. Not everybody is from New York who's in New York. Most aren't. But yeah, it's a New York-based band. That's why it's so depressing, because New York is a depressing town, especially in those winter months. And Interpol is the sound of that. Yes, Interpol are the Joy Division of New York. That is true.
I didn't have my ear to the ground when they were around before your band, or at the same time as yours?
No, around the same time.
Where did they play? Club-wise?
Everywhere. Club-wise, they're all done there, the whole thing. You're just not connected to that milieu at all. But they were doing all. I don't like 90s rock. Larger and larger. It's not 90s at all. It's late 90s, early 10s.
Oh, okay.
And mid 10s. Right. And it's single stroke stuff. There's some super genius in there, I think. But anyway. All right, super come on. Let's wrap it up.
Dinosaur Jr.
Oh,
just looking at some of the.
All right.
I don't know who half those bands are. I think I stopped listening to bands. The last band I was really into was Mr. North.
Thanks, man.
That was
They're a more modern version of Television than Joy Division. You might be right, Joe. Yeah. I went to see Television in San Francisco years ago with Jerry Harrison from the Talking Heads, and they were all excited that he was there. I was like, oh, this is funny. Interesting experience.
Television is one of those great bands that set the world on fire but never made $1.
John, I don't know where you can get. I assume you're talking about the swatches. I don't know. I'm the worst guy with Dublin. I never do the watch thing in Dublin.
Hold on, John. Let me look it up for you.
Little scared to, actually. From what I hear, it's really tough. Yes, I am this guy. They're a bit depressing, but sometimes depressing music is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Chelsea Wolfe. It's dark and beautiful. And I used some Chelsea Wolfe on my Daytona video, recreated by my brother, actually. But it just brought out the big sexiness of that watch. Who are Mr. North? They are my band that I was in for 20 years. Look them up on YouTube. Maybe you're just being funny. Oh, yeah, he is being funny. All right. Well, thanks for bringing them up. Do a little plug for my old band.
Yeah,
Though I do like Pulp. Pulp are amazing. The Common People, Help the Aged. Great songs.
He's a genius, man.
Talking Heads, Tom Tom Club. Yeah, Jerry Harrison produced my band, first record. There you go, if you like the Talking Heads.
I just saw him in a movie, David Byrne, and he was really funny. He played a dentist. No, he was on Amy Schumer's show, I believe it was.
Oh, yeah.
And he played a doctor. He's a very unusual cat.
Yeah, super unusual.
Yeah. But not in. I told you I met him at Todd's wake.
There you
and he
go,
was
guys.
so
Swatch
nice.
shop in Dublin is closed permanently.
Why would that be?
Maybe they weren't selling anything. We're in Great Mr. Nortoon. Thank you so much. That was originally written by Jonathan Casey, another Dubliner. Brilliant, brilliant songwriter.
Huh.
Pulp,
Look
the
at
best
that.
band of the 90s, maybe. Jarvis Cocker, what a weird dude and amazing
love him.
lyric writer.
He's great.
Heard
He
any
said-
Tudor rumors? The only rumor is that they're bringing maybe one watch out. They're being cheeky and bringing just one out. That's going to grab a lot of attention. By God, they better grab tons of attention after what Omega have done. Let's face it.
Yeah, they're going to come out with the Golden Dragon, the Rolex Golden, announcing the Rolex Golden Dragon.
They need to do the air snake.
the air snake.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the one they need to do.
It's the Zilgauss. Up to a zillion Gauss.
The Zilgauss.
And when you think about it, somebody who said that last week, it's called Milgauss. Even the name has to be retired.
Yeah, because it's 1,000 Gauss.
It's 1,000 Gauss.
Doesn't
That doesn't even work
anymore. Yeah.
So even the name is done.
It's old-fashioned stuff. Big Interpol fan. War on Drugs. Yeah, interesting band. Bye-bye. Milgauss, says MJ. Maybe. Hey, if somebody wants one, hit me up. I've got 2 unworn ones. And I could use some cash flow coming in right now. But nobody seems to have any foresight right now in the world. They're all focused on these little cheap speedies from Swatch. There you go. Andrew, proper fan of the channel. I'm just kidding. There's no air snake.
It's the air snake.
I don't know where that line came from. I just was like riffing. People were saying, "How are you not laughing when you're doing the floppy finger?" And I was. You know how many takes I did where the microphone and the camera go wobbling all over the place because I was doing this stuff and I was like, "This is ridiculous. You're out of your mind. You're not seriously going to post this on YouTube." It was a big hit in the end. So cool.
It was.
All right, let's bow out. We're a 2 hour 30 pair.
Yeah.
We're always 2 hours 30. That's when we
dry up.
We dry up. There you go. Yeah.
Maybe if I said cunt, like we'd get like 100 new people would show up.
Well, you did now. It doesn't work as well, floppy hand, with this low frame rate. Floppy hand. The other hand may have to intervene. Oh, here's this spam again. Look, there's best cams. They came back under a new.
That's amazing.
There's a cool one. Air raccoon. The air raccoon.
Have you ever saw a raccoon in the forest? Rolex comes out with their latest adventure, the air raccoon. It's going to be like how about the air skunk?
Oof. Air skunk.
Air skunk.
I just have to go into Andrew from Watchfinder, you know. His kind of slightly, I don't know, patronizing tone, which is really funny. He's a brilliant writer, that guy. Block user again. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Decky boy, I love you. You know that, Dick? I love you. I have to do some Archie just to give the Archie impersonator fans something.
Hey, Arch, I was thinking about going to Bangkok to go meet the lady boys. What's the best place?
You always come in with that dirty shit. You want to hear me go on about the lady boys.
Because
when all he is like, I've got to be 100% honest with you there, Dirk. I love you. You know that. Let me ask you something, Dirk. Let me ask you something. He always does that, you know.
Yeah.
I love the way he rewinds. He's like, because you never like it's hard. Like let me tell you that he's going backwards. He's trying to rewind
great.
and get a broader thing. It's great. You can hear his brain working. You can
That's
see
because
it
he's
working.
got a panel full of dead air, and like half those guys, I don't even know what they're doing. He should just
I
get
know.
like
They're
Archie's
just
the
like,
king.
ooh.
Archie, I love you. You're the king.
That's the reason
He
I
should
can't
just-
watch his channel anymore. Those
Yeah.
guys, Jesus,
Yeah, it's just a
where
collection
did
of
he
boredom.
find them? My God, I'm sure they're
Archie,
lovely
on our
fellas.
first eye bashers, let's get him on and let's get him drunk.
We should do Archie first eye bashers next week.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
let's
reach
do
out
that.
to him.
Yeah,
I'll
reach out to him.
Yeah,
It would be an honor, Archie. After
Yeah,
your adventure, he
that
got
would
off.
be really cool. That would be really cool. He's coming on in half an hour. If anyone's interested, go over see Archie live stream. Yeah, let's do with him. It'll be super surreal. I hope he talks about massaging her breast.
Oh yeah, I attempted to massage her breast.
Well, I bought her dinner and then I tried to massage her breast. Who the fuck?
You fondle a breast. You don't.
Are you talking about sexual assault, Archie? By any chance? Is that where we're on to now? Just per chance.
It was a wrong choice of words, is all it was.
Yeah, I know.
Massage.
It's not a muscle. I love him though. I love him. And he finally got back because he was stuck in London. He had problems with his test and everything.
Did he get back though?
Yeah, he got back. He made it back earlier on. There was a video of him smoking a cigar at the Sydney airport, waiting for his taxi. So I was like, oh, he finally made it back. Thank God. But somebody gave him a bloody Sky Dweller. Somebody gave him a $30,000 watch as a gift. What? Yeah. One of his big fans came along and gave him a white dial Sky Dweller on an oyster bracelet. Beautiful.
Wow.
Just as a gift.
Wow.
But it's Archie. He's
the pontiff.
Yeah.
I know.
He's responsible for all of this.
So I love a Sky Dweller. They're incredible, those watches.
My God, yeah.
The complication on that thing is sick.
Yeah, so he came back with a free Rolex, like a significant one.
Which one did he get?
The white dial Sky Dweller and the oyster bracelet.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Congrats to him. And now he's finally home. And he didn't get COVID like everyone else did. I took so much shit for saying I'm not going back because of the COVID thing. I'd be in a hotel right now. I would have totally gotten it.
Now, were all these people vaccinated that caught COVID, or?
Well, yeah, because the vaccination isn't protecting against the new variants per se.
But is it not protecting? It's just giving you the sniffles and as opposed to
giving you the sniffles and the sore throat and so on. But you're still testing positive. I don't mind the sniffles and the sore throat. Sure. I can handle that. It's a cold.
You don't want what you had. Yeah.
No, the Delta was no fun, but I could handle that. The problem is I don't want to be held up in a hotel for 10 days, stuck in London. No thanks. London's lovely and all, but come on. I don't get to see it. I'm stuck in a bloody hotel room.
Ugh.
Anyway, right. 522 people still held on. God bless the lobbyists. I will see you guys very soon. Cheers, Dirk.
Cheers, Shane.
Thanks for tagging on.
The first unofficial half eye bashers. Next week, we'll try to get Archie and we'll get some booze and everybody on board. Love to see you there. And thanks for subscribing.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a great night, everyone, and a great weekend.